stole our song, but this is war. The original, out of nowhere. This is war. This is war, out of nowhere. This is war. This is war, out of nowhere. This is war. This is war, out of nowhere. Wallow stole our song, but this is war, the original, out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. This is war. This is war. This is war, out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
It's Wednesday night,
Out of nowhere.
and you know what that means.
We got private parts. Guys, hit the like button. That could be the new intro song. I don't know. Hit the like button. We got 2 seconds to go here. Here's a little sample of the other one. I got 2 of them, brother. We're about to go, but we got to get the alert out. Hit the like button. Get hyped up. Get hyped up.
Dynamite collision too many bells and shows for you to figure out what you like every week to week, same result. We are told to shut our mouth. No more lies thrown in your line. We're all together. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. One love stole our song, but this is war. The original. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. One love stole our song, but this is war. The original. Out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere.
Now that's an intro. Oh, fuck. Don't play it again. What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night, and Jake's muted. Hold on. There we go. I got him. All right. I fixed him. What's up, chat? Hit the like button. Yeah. Need a
You better
new.
fist me, Daddy Joe. Don't leave me hanging.
I don't know which one of those I like better. I don't know. I think the set. Maybe
That got me hyped. Holy
Right?
shit. I'm not exaggerating either. Like I really like both songs. The original has a place in my heart, but
yeah.
the way to update that was
production.
badass.
The production of that is like,
Top notch. That JCS house band. They just keep making hit after hit.
Yeah. That
was probably the best hire you had besides me.
I hired AI, and it's a better pick than WWE since
It's the house band, Joe. House band.
Oh yeah, house band. That's
JCS
right.
house band, not AI. JCS
The house band.
house band.
And they're better
Just like the
than
Tonight Show, you got to have your own.
I don't know who WWE has working for them, but mine is better than theirs now. Like,
WWE really, they're lacking in the theme song department. And tonight, Hangman Adam Page returns, comes out as a heel with a new, heel theme song.
Oh, about
I
time.
was disappointed because I like his old theme, but he has a whole new package, and I
What?
like his introduction. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about his cock. Sorry.
Well, that too. I mean, what happened was he just shaved, so it adds on 2 inches. I thought it was bigger, but it's just the optical illusion of it.
Yeah, for a second though, I was like, wait a minute, like, because I might have to watch.
That's why, like I said, I'm not telling you this. That's why I'm bald, because every inch counts. Once you push all the fat down, you got like 4 extra inches there.
Okay.
I'll buy
that for $1. Yeah, man. So
speaking of RoboCop, no, I went ahead and liked Dynamite tonight so far, Joe. Right?
I haven't
been a really
seen
good night.
I haven't seen a minute of it.
I have enjoyed this pretty much so far. Everything they've given us has been damn good.
Really?
Surprisingly, yeah, they opened up with Danielson and Pac in the Owen Hart Cup tournament, and it seems like they're really pushing Danielson finally. I wish they let him get the title when Punk got suspended from Brawl In, and they had Moxley and Danielson face off against each other at Grand Slam. I wish they gave the belt to Danielson then. It felt like, I don't know, like they really missed a little bit of a point. But if that's what they're going to do here and push him, let's see what happens. I'm all about it. So we got a really good match, obviously, between those two. Willow, she cut a really damn good promo backstage. Yeah, it was really enjoyable. I swear to shit. It's after the first commercial break and right before the second. You got to find it. It's not long. You would like
Was
it.
she listening to me last week when I was like, what a piece of shit, pro? Like, she sucks. Like, I mean, like, that's crazy for her to turn it around. I mean, because I was making fun of her last week.
So I know that's what surprised me, because she must have taken the advice. She's like, I
don't think it's because of me, but I don't really think it's because of me, but
you never know.
I think she. Maybe other people saw what she did and they were like, "Yeah, this is not good, honey. Let's."
Or maybe people saw what you said and just sent it to her repeatedly, and she's like, "Damn, I need Daddy Joe's approval."
Right.
So,
like, let me fix this.
I'm giving her a thumbs up this week, certainly. Honestly, I really did like it though. She's like, "I lost my TBS title, but guess what? I'm going to become a 2-time Owen Hart Cup winner." And then I've got another title shot to look forward to. She's like, nothing matters. Smile anyway.
Now, the cup
and then she didn't come out skipping, hopping, happy. She came out and immediately booked ass to kick the shit out of Chris Statlander.
Oh, good. Okay.
That makes total complete sense. Like I've been saying, why doesn't MJF running after Adam Cole? Well, here they've got bad blood and they went at each other. Willow came out on top. It was a good match. They gave him about 10 minutes. Yeah, surprisingly, she beat Chris Statlander. And they did it in a way where it was a roll-up. So, yes, she got a clean victory over Statlander, but it's the any given Sunday finish, as I like to call it, Joe. It's the I rolled you up, you could roll me up. Anybody could win with a roll-up. It doesn't really mean like it's decisive. It's just I got you. But now the feud will continue. Willow did that why didn't she kill her in this match? Because she wants to go on and win the Owen Hart Cup. So she's not going to bash her with a chair and get disqualified. The booking makes sense. Why is she not ripping her throat out? Because she wants to win the tournament and get the title shot. So she abided by the rules. She got a quick roll-up, and then afterwards they bailed out of there. So some people thought it was a weak finish, but not to me, because it saves the feud to have more down the line. I think this was a great finish for this match.
I can't believe it. Jake liked the Dynamite. This is crazy. Right? It's been like a year.
The only thing that I'm really upset with is the way they booked Jeff Jarrett. I know they really wanted to be like, oh God, put even more heat on Hangman Adam Page and his heel return. But
yeah, he should have said, I dedicate my performance to my brother Owen and, all these things.
Oh, he did. Oh,
tonight. Really? Oh, my God.
He absolutely did. You nailed it. So he said, I'm doing this for my former best friend, Owen Hart.
Oh, my God. And so, yeah, they should have had Hangman Page dive in.
Packages, Joe, they've gone and made so many people buy into Jeff Jarrett winning here because... Does it really matter? He gets a title shot? Sure, but they can make something work.
Yeah.
Jarrett's retiring soon, I'm sure. Let him go out on his shield. Give him a chance to have a big main event match. I mean, he's earned it. He's been doing anything the company's asked for,
I like what you were saying, though. I like him going out in the first round because Hangman comes out of nowhere and bashes him in the head with a rock or something, and he bleeds everywhere.
It really wasn't... It didn't feel like that.
You know what? It'd be really good? Oh, they can't do this. It's too bad. Martha, I don't think, would allow for this, but it would be really good if he came out with the long, like, black thing and he choked out Jeff Jarrett. And then he was standing on the top of the ramp and he said, and Jeff Jarrett, the referee's out, doesn't see it happen. Jeff Jarrett passes out or get whatever, and then he rolls him into the ring and he gets covered and he's choking. And then you hear the laughing and he's like, hey, you know what this is? This is the harness that broke.
Oh God, no. Yeah, the buckle, the clasp.
It's the buckle thing. And he's got the broken harness. Oh,
you know
my
what
God.
I would have done? I would have dropped a dummy from the rafters in the Owen Hart blue blazer.
Oh,
gear.
my crud. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, my God.
Too far?
That might be too on the note. That might be
too much.
No, that's traumatizing. I mean, this even what I'm.
Everybody think it's real.
No,
listen. You send Darby Allin up there.
No, what I'm saying is terrible.
Dummy.
What I'm saying is terrible, and they probably would never do it. But like, at least it's like a little ambiguous. What
Yeah,
you're saying is like we're gonna fucking people are like his family's gonna have trauma seeing that.
Oops.
That's probably too far because that's really like
he's
it.
booking for the sickos.
Yeah,
right?
well, he's booking for the sickos. I mean, I think the strap alone, or the
strap
harness
would be
alone.
Great. I went way too far with it. The strap would be perfect. Just the class, the buckle that broke, and
do you know what this is? Owen would have. I mean, maybe he wouldn't have, but I think Owen would have liked it.
Put a ton of heat on Hangman Page coming in as the new heel, like I said, new theme song, everything, new entrance, and he goes ahead and he not only hit the buckshot lariat, but then he could have gotten the pin there, but then he hit Deadeye after Deadeye. He really wanted to tear him apart, and the announcers are good, like that good old JR type call, like, you son of a bitch, you could have already won, pin him, stop, don't hurt him. So they really wanted to sell him being the ultimate bad guy here. So I get it, but it feels kind of cheap to do I do this for Owen and then he gets beat, and a lot of people wanted to see him win the tournament, so I like that they were getting heat on Hangman for this, and it made him an instant bad guy with the fans. So they did a good job in that regard, but at the expense of Owen a little bit feels cheap. But hey, he probably would have liked it. So then Britt Baker came out. We had a very uninspired, somewhat long promo from her, and she kind of did what Adam Cole did. She came out and she talked about all her injuries, and then she had mini strokes. She was having TIAs. So she was actually having small mini strokes, and she told Tony about it, and she had to take time off, and now she's clear again and apparently doing better.
What the hell?
My wife's stepfather actually has those where it's such a type of migraine that it causes mini strokes to happen. So it's like a traumatic brain injury, but in a way, but they're called TIAs. So they're like mini strokes. And hey, a few people are stunned in the chat, but yeah, it was really kind of just, she didn't have a lot of emotion. She didn't seem like she believed in what she was saying, really, or maybe it was because it was hard for her at that time. She just was choked up, but it didn't come across great. But then
that makes me think she's still concerned. That makes me think she's worried about wrestling.
Maybe it didn't feel that impassioned, but then she started to go after Mercedes Mone, saying that they have to pipe in the CEO chants, and she went in on her. So then they go ahead, and it was beautifully done here. They have the celebration for her championship wins because she won the strong title as well, and so they have the people come out with the balloons and everything. So Britt's standing in the middle of the ring, and they're just setting up for the celebration all around Britt. She stands there. So the imagery there was great. And then Mercedes comes out doing her dancing shit. She's having her good old time being a stripper. And Britt and her had a really good back and forth. It was more Britt digging into her and saying, like, you keep looking in the mirror, and one day, it's like you're not it. And, she just really attacked her. So it was good to hear some of the digs back and forth. I'm trying to go back and think, she's like, oh, I should have known that you would try and steal my spotlight, and this is where you see Britt go ahead, and she's like, All In. I wrestled at the first All In right here in Chicago. And she said last year, I was the first female to sign with AEW, and I wrestled it All In last year when you were a broken bitch with a broken leg in the stands. So, I mean, there was a lot of good back and forth from those two. And then Mercedes pie faces her, and you think they're going to get to blows. They don't yet. But I like where they went with it. So it feels like a big match. It feels finally like, hey.
She said, why don't you go bully your husband some more, you cunt? That's what she said.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe everything that was said before. Like, I thought it was a joke at first when all this was being said.
No, but her husband's the girl.
Yeah, I guess so. We made those jokes over and over again. But Spaz sent that to me before, and I was like, so she said something didn't feel right that day. When she left WWE, she said, how are we, talk? We didn't settle this. And I've been doing this for 14 years. Yeah, that's all well and good.
That's so weird. Well, dude, the fact that she came out and just shit on her husband's, like, outfit, basically. Like, it was.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like,
I'm trying to find the exact quote here. But
she must be a nightmare. Like, oh, I didn't like it, so I knew I couldn't wrestle right. And like, it was, oh, my God, it was disgusting. What the hell, bro? That's the guy you married. You married this crooked teeth midget fuck Meek named Mika or something, and you're really surprised that he sucks at making outfits for you when you're. That's all he does is make wrestling outfits. Imagine. No, let me just reverse the role. Let's pretend, because this guy was a wrestler too. If he really is a guy, we don't. He looks like Michelle Obama, Michael Obama, but like Mika or whatever his name is. Imagine if he was like upset and he was like, yeah, oh my God, your match was so terrible and disgusting. Like, I was embarrassed watching you do that. That was awful. Like, imagine if he came out in an interview and said that. That's basically like her saying, like, oh, his outfit that he made for me was so trash. You know, it's like you just shit on, like, your husband, like, epically shit on him, like, unbelievably.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Like, I mean, bro, she threw him under the bus and then some on that. Like, he looks
okay,
like...
so here's the quote. I was trying to find it. So she was talking to Hot 97, and she said that the most disgusting ring gear that Sareth made for her, she says that it was Money in the Bank event.
Wait a minute.
And he...
Sareth?
S-A-R-A-T-H.
Who the fuck is that?
So... that's what it says. Mercedes stated that it was WWE Money in the Bank event. Sareth presented her with a lupus green, yellow, white, and navy
I thought her
green.
husband made it.
That's what it says.
Am I wrong? Did I read that wrong?
Isn't that his name? I thought that was his name.
Oh, I thought his
Sareth
name
Khan.
was. I thought his name was like Mika or something.
No, S-A-R-A-T-H. I thought maybe I'm saying it wrong, but
Oh
Khan,
yes,
T-O-N.
it is. Oh my God, it is Sareth. Why did I think his name was Mika?
Oh, I thought I was saying it wrong. That's
No,
why I
no,
didn't
his
know.
name is
no. He made it. And so she
Sareth
says
Khan.
he
Yeah.
presented her with a lupus green, yellow, white, and navy ring gear that she hated and yelled at him for it. And she said it was so bad that she didn't feel confident wearing it and even botched her entrance in the process. She said, I was pissed off. I was mad. It was Money in the Bank. He made this disgusting, ugly dress. I legit cried and screamed at him. I'm not going to wrestle good. This makes me look ugly. I hate it. And I made him feel so bad.
Bro.
I'm like, this is not what I said, all this stuff. And honestly, it didn't make me feel confident when I went out there. I remember doing my entrance and I slipped a little bit. I was like so mad. So the outfit made you slip and not feel confident?
Bro, this is right out of the book of a spoiled cunt. Where like this guy made a dress for her or made her outfit for her, and she said, now I'm not gonna wrestle good, you fucking idiot! Oh my God, I'm gonna cry! What is this? Like, how does she think this makes her sound good? This makes her sound like
people
a
were championing her
fucking-
when she left WWE. They were standing behind her. That's right. Stand up for yourself.
Right.
Why? Because she didn't want to lose to the women's champ as tag champ. You weren't losing to just, Shayna Baszler on a random SmackDown to tap out. You were going ahead, and you were losing to Ronda Rousey. Oh no! If you felt like it was devaluing, then you could have worked it out. They no-showed, and everybody was like, "Yeah, good for them. They're standing." No. WWE gave her more opportunities than most women had, especially up to that point. Sasha main evented Manias and was booked heavily throughout most of her career. She was in a favorable position. Yeah, they hot potatoed the title a lot, so she didn't have long reigns.
Well, I
but
think
she
they
had
ruined her.
many title reigns.
I think
they
she
did ruin her character a bit. I don't doubt it, but she didn't do herself any favors.
They all failed. They all failed.
Certainly, and I'm not pointing the finger at anyone in this scenario. Like you said, everybody's at fault here. Creative sucked, storyline sucked, production, all of it was bad at that time. No one enjoyed WWE from 2017 to almost 2020, and then onward past the, the Corona era and the Thunderdome and all that nonsense. I kind of view that in its own little world too, but. Yeah. So she left, and everyone, championed her. I felt like, hey, you're just acting like a spoiled cunt. Sorry, that was my view of it. And then every time we ever heard an interview with her or caught her to, it just rubbed me the wrong way. She always seemed. We've heard of stories about being rude to many of the fans going up to her and snapping at people, and I don't know. It just seems like she's just not such a great person, and that's kind of why I've always had a difficult time getting into her storylines and her as a wrestler.
Yeah, she sucks. Like, she should just be a heel because she comes off as just a nasty person now. I loved her. I bought her shirt. I bought her glasses. Everybody knows I loved Sasha Banks in NXT. I bought a female's gear. The only female
she was
ever.
only on top in that personality, though, Joe. Not to get you up, but it was just, to think about it, that was such a small, minute fragment of time that she was that character, that version of it. And then she was never again able to recapture the glory of NXT. And then she was only the champ for a few months. It feels like she was there for years and all that, but she really, didn't have that lengthy of an NXT career. Like, Bayley was down there longer than she was. So we only enjoyed her for a very short bit, and then on the main roster, over and over and over again, her and Charlotte, it went back and forth with the titles. But she got the Hell in the Cell, they got the main event, they got the Women's Evolution match. Like, it continued, and Sasha was always heavily pushed. I could see Dana Brooke being pissed off and being like, "I deserve better." Well, bet on yourself, kind of thing. But she walked out of the company as the women's tag team champion. You could think the belts are worthless at this point, but you're still a champion walking out. How many other women would have liked to have just had that chance?
Yeah.
So now it's better for people. Yeah, no doubt about it. But I just, sour grapes, I know, but it always bothered me how and when she left. So, it wasn't to bet on herself. It was to try and make more money. And then we knew right away, because her booking fees were astronomical. Remember all the stories that came out saying like just an appearance was $50,000 easy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. So Don Callis and oh my God, I'm what's his name?
I can't
main
remember.
event man. My brain sucks today. I'm
Main
not
event
going
Matt?
to sleep. Nope, sorry. It's
Garcia?
What's his name? Will Ospreay. Jesus.
Oh, Will Ospreay.
So, yes. So he's no longer part of the family. He's out of the family now. Don Callis says, usually anyone that signs a contract with me is stuck, but I'm going to ask you for a favor in the future. So that's really how they left it. But that's cool. It makes sense. And he said, this isn't me. I don't want to use the screwdriver. I don't want to use the tiger driver. I don't want to. And I wish he didn't use it on Sunday. That would have been, because it was like almost like, oh, I did it. Who cares? Like, they've been building that story for so long. But any event besides that, I did love that match. But Forbidden Door was just too damn long. I don't know what you caught of it. I watched the entire pay-per-view the next day, and I'm sorry, just not my cup of tea for what they were going for. I liked the main event. That really felt like that and the women's match for Toni Storm were the only two that felt like they were still dealing with AEW storylines, because everything else was the New Japan crossover and pretty, non-incidental. So everything else just felt like skip. Nothing was important, and it just dragged on and on because there's so many matches. But nothing was terrible, but nothing was like until the main event. Main event was fantastic. I don't think Will Ospreay is hurt by losing. I kind of felt that way initially, but the more you look at it, he's still got the other title. He was on the main event tonight. I think he's got quite a bit of, juice to be their face. So he's still got a lot left in the tank.
I didn't see any of AEW, so I really don't know. I guess maybe I'll have to watch it. I thought last week wasn't very good.
Did you see any Forbidden Door on Sunday?
Not really. I just sort of, I didn't even see a lot of highlights and stuff, which I actually thought, Jake, I got to be honest with you.
There weren't a lot. That's the thing.
Exactly what I was going to say. It was like, it felt like nothing happened at Forbidden Door.
There was nothing, newsworthy. There was no major moment, no like big title change. Everybody knew that Monet was going to win the strong title. You and I called it straight down, and I think the only one we differed on was the Jericho match, I think so. Everything else we agreed on, and you got that one right. So all in all, you got 1 point over me. But
really,
yeah,
I don't even know the results. That's how little I care.
Yeah, everything else was exactly as we called it together. That was the only match we differed on. So
that's crazy.
But yeah, tonight, like I said, there was quite a few good things. Even the Jericho segment wasn't terrible because they kicked Taz out of the arena, and then once Taz was out, Jericho stayed on commentary, and Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata took on the Cage of Agony. So the Gates of Agony with Brian Cage. Why does everybody need a name for their tag team? If you're actually going to be a tag
Wait a
team,
minute.
have a name.
Wait a second. Did you just say, why does everybody need a name for their tag team?
Yeah, when you're only together for the night kind of thing. When they, like if this is going to be a team going forward, then yeah. But now, because the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage are together, the Cage of Agony. Like every week you have some stupid, the scissor ace for the other night. And
I'm going to bet that it's because, like, I don't know. I guess you're right. Like they thought, like, well, we got to come up with something cutesy because they're together. It makes sense. So it's always something obvious and stupid. That's why I think that it's okay. Maybe because
it just rubs me the wrong way most
times.
I know it's silly, but whatever. Little silly thing to gripe on. But basically, a pointless match. The faces win, and in the end, they all got their submissions, and there we go. After the match, though, Jericho goes ahead and he comes out and he's just applauding and he distracts them. And that's when Big Bill and Brian Keith come and they attack everybody and they're hitting everybody and they hit Hook with a chair. And then they go ahead and they put Shibata's arm in a chair and he slams another chair on it. So they break his arm. I think in kayfabe, obviously, is what they're going for. And then they take the ring steps and they slam the chair over his back. And Samoa Joe is screaming in pain. And then everyone's chanting, "Please retire," to Jericho. And that's when Jericho gets the brass knuckles and he hits Hook. And remember, Taz was already sent out of the arena. They got him out. So Taz can't be there to save his son because, Taz wasn't going to sit there and just watch his son get destroyed. So they kicked Taz out of the arena. Jericho took over on commentary, and then Jericho beat the shit out of Hook. So they beat him with the brass knuckles, and then they put him through a table via choke slam by Big Bill. And it was a choke slam. So usually Jericho is so just obnoxious that it's the opposite of what I'm enjoying. But tonight, because it played into the heel angle with him, it worked. It's still shit, but it wasn't smelly shit. So I enjoyed it. I liked the logical booking here. We're going to get Taz out of the building, and then I'll beat the shit out of his son. So I think they're going to do something with Taz at some point. Maybe they'll have, I don't know if he can wrestle one match or maybe he can do like a Taz mission or something, but I see Taz getting involved to get Hook the title. They'll do that, and All In is probably the match they're going to go for.
I think it'd be funny if Taz had to do something and Jericho retired Taz, and so
right? that could be, and then have Hook.
It said, "Well, you all told me to make him retire, so I did. Taz is retired. You're welcome."
So one more thing I want to throw into you and ask.
You want to throw it into me? Let me bend over. Let me bend over.
I want to slam
I'll bend
it
over,
you.
and you can fucking slam it into me. By the way, guys, if you want to donate and be the first person to donate to this show tonight, by the way, out of nowhere, hasn't been doing too good last couple weeks. We are going back to Patreon starting next week. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show.
Back to the paywall.
Back to the paywall, baby. Make that a song. Back to the paywall. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Become a patron right now. Many of you may have lost your Patreon because the new month right now, it's the July 3rd, and Patreon did this big reset thing. So make sure to re-up your Patreon. If you're not getting alerts that I'm live, you would if you were a patron. So even if you're not getting them on YouTube, make sure you jump on Patreon. The links are in the chat. They're popping up all the time in the auto thing. Plus, if you want to donate, the link is pinned at the top, or Super Chats, become a member, all that stuff. We're looking for it. But we are live tonight for free. Live in front of all you guys. Go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry. What were you going to ask me?
No, I didn't get to see how Dynamite ended, though, because it cut off on my DVR. Even
because
though
of the terrorist attack?
Live. Yeah, unfortunately, some train blew up somewhere. But Ospreay and Daniel Garcia were having the main event. I like that they've been building up Garcia. Obviously, more.
Do you like Garcia though?
Here.
Do you like Garcia?
I do like Garcia.
Really?
I don't love him, but I'm
trying to find people to like him.
I liked him originally. I felt like they missed out when he could have been. When you're a wrestler. When they had Bryan Danielson in one corner and you had everybody on the other side and. They were trying to tell him, no, you're a sports entertainer with Jericho. And it's like, no, the crowd got into him. I thought they could have really capitalized on that. And I don't like the dancing thing. It's stupid. Whatever. If it's over, just like yeet, it's over. Yeah, let's do it. But I think he's good in the ring. I think he sells well, and I think he's getting better with promos. So I think they've got something with him. He's still a little bit bland. He needs some more. He needs some more tweaking, But
yeah.
I like Garcia. Yeah, I do. And I'll tell you what. I mean, the one I'm worried about is MJF. I don't know quite how you feel. But with me right now, I feel like they just keep devaluing him more and more. So
MJF is, they're dude.
Yeah.
You know what MJF, we were talking about Sasha Banks, Mercedes Mone earlier. MJF is a guy who can be like a top guy. And what we're seeing right now is this botching of him. This is the first time, people used to complain back when the Jericho steak dinner thing happened with him or whatever that was.
Yeah, the debonair.
That was at least funny to me. I really did think it was kind of funny. This is not good, what's going on right now.
But he returned and said, I'm not going to be the kangaroo kicking face anymore. I'm going back to being everybody's lovable asshole. And instead he's been a
boring.
face since. Exactly. He's been a company man. So what did he do tonight? You didn't see. Take a wild guess. What was his role tonight?
What was his role tonight? To put somebody else over, maybe, or like somebody else's match over, not his.
Exactly. So he.
Am I right? Am I really?
You got it. Daniel Garcia. He came out.
That's two predictions tonight. I haven't even watched the show.
2 for 2. I told you. He goes ahead and I don't get it, but he has Daniel Garcia. Oh, MJF comes out first. Everybody's clapping, and then he just is there to introduce Daniel Garcia. It's like that's what you did with MJF. So you put Daniel Garcia above him, and I understand the story they're telling with it. I'm not stupid. I get it because he originally offered him the all-in match, and now Ospreay one-upped him. I get that. But still, MJF coming out and putting over Garcia does not feel like something asshole MJF would do. It's just not logical. It's really just missing something. And then MJF beat the shit. So MJF made a huge heel turn and beat the shit out of Daniel Garcia. See, I didn't see the ending, as I said, so I missed the end. The best part of tonight, I didn't get to see. My DVR did not record the ending, so I have to wait a little bit till there's something.
Wow.
But yes,
they've got to stop. Dude, I can't tell you how many times that's happened.
The overrun was that when they went ahead and had the heel turn. Well, there you go. They saved MJF a little bit, I guess. But I don't know. Let's see. I got to see how it plays out personally. So hopefully I can go on the Twitter here and somebody will have a clip of it. But no, this is not pre-recording. We're live, Brian. I just didn't see it because it cut off and I didn't have a way to go for the overrun. So Xfinity doesn't like it on the mobile app like that,
right.
The web app. So,
yeah.
But if you just go on the Twitter, search AEW, I guarantee somebody has got the clip up. Yep,
I've got the clip of Sasha on her bashing her husband too. By the way.
Oh, lovely.
Let's listen to this. I got to hear the audio of this.
And I hope we can get you to hear Willow as well.
Yes, we'll have to listen to Willow with a big tubby.
MJF kicked him right in the balls. Okay.
Tupac, I'm sure he's told that story so many different times.
Yeah.
But I've called him before and asked for advice when I've been crying, and he's given me such an incredible entertainment business thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thing and more. And he's still standing, and he's still here, and he's the most iconic man in the world.
Maybe this isn't the clip.
And we've also seen musicians
wrestling. So when you're a fan at 5 years old,
This is not the clip.
I don't know. At least she wasn't actually wrestling, but
it's part of it.
Oh, maybe this is
that
it.
was cute.
I love her confidence. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, O'Donnell, 54 months. We love you too. While Joe tries to find that clip.
That is not the right clip.
He kicks him in the balls. He puts on the Dynamite diamond ring, busts wide open, beats the shit out of him, and he's literally strangling him like Bart is being throttled by Homer. He's got him by the neck and just literally choking him because he was so pissed off that he's basically one-upped him with the offer from Will Ospreay to have this match tonight. So it looked like he was supporting him, but hey, they did something really good with MJF's character tonight. I take it back. See, I can admit I was wrong, but I like that. It was very brutal. I mean, he got a bunch of people run in and try and stop it. He even hits like this crazy like tombstone pile driver from the second rope.
Really? So it got better. So it all made sense at the end. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
So MJF made sense at the end.
Destroyed I mean, from the second rope, he hit a tombstone pile driver. That's
Oh.
it. His neck is broken. He's done and dead.
Wow. Okay. All right. So
He,
it got
I mean,
better.
he went all out with the beatdown. Why? This should not have been on the overrun, or if they're going to do it, they need to NXT, SmackDown, or Raw, really, I should say. SmackDown and on Fox. has
NXT
had
did
some
not do
problems.
well this week. 500,000 views or something like that. 500,000. Not good.
They had 542,000.
Oh, and that's
So
that's not great
down
for them.
from 611 the week before.
And they're down from the week before and the week before. So NXT is trending
And
downward.
I'm not excusing NXT because
I'm
I
just saying,
still think any of the excuses is bullshit.
I crapped on
But-
AEW, so I'll crap on them.
Exactly, but they are saying that the main issue is that it's a 4th of July week, so people
Oh,
are
boy.
traveling.
Well,
and
what about last
this
week?
week is last week they did 611, so they were still doing okay.
But my point is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong, I think NXT was 760, 730, 611, 5 something. There's a trend going on here.
Yeah, it's going downward, but
The NBA Finals was their excuse before, but so I get it. But like, I don't know. That's
this
not
week
good.
is usually very bad. So
Yeah.
last year they had 508, so having 542 this year is an increase. Not much of one, but still better than what they had previous. So
You know what
not
I
a
love?
great rating for NXT though. And
Jake-
AEW Collision.
Jake, you know what I love, Jake?
What do you love?
Sex.
Now you're really making me want to put it in you.
I'm sorry, I don't know. Oh, let me hold that thought real quick. I think I got it. Let's see if this is right. I think I got
Is
Mercedes
this the clip?
Mercedes Mone shitting on her husband.
For me, maybe.
Yes, for you.
My Sailor Moon gear at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, here we go.
Because I'm the biggest Sailor Moon fan.
Yeah.
And I know when I came out, the fans were like, that was like the most
Jerking off.
attraction for gear that I've ever got before. Like just the reaction alone was like, she's the coolest. And I felt like the coolest. And I also
Oh my God, bro. She sucks.
think it was like the anniversary of the Sailor Moon, like for 20 years or something.
I love
when I
Sailor
did that
Moon.
as
So
well.
it's perfect timing.
It was the most perfect timing. I love that gear.
And what was the least favorite
Here it
design that
comes.
he's done for you?
Ooh.
And you felt
And I was
comfortable.
I was pissed off. I was mad.
yeah.
It was Money in the Bank. He made me this disgusting, ugly. Who puts green, yellow, white, and navy together?
Who's
I
a,
just sent you the outfit, Joe, on Facebook.
All
So
right.
you can put it up while
Who's a
talking.
guy-
So, this does not look ugly at all. I don't understand what she's complaining.
Yo.
It looks like every other gear she's ever worn. What is
have
she
you
on
seen?
about?
Has she seen her husband's teeth? Like, I mean,
No shit. Did she married him, and that's what she's complaining about? The gear?
bro. Like, what
he
are you
has
talking
to
about?
be just somebody to make the fans feel good. Really, she must have like a 6'8" black guy with a dick the size of my arm, and that's really her sugar daddy. And this guy is just one for all the twinks to go ahead and be like, oh, her man's a piece of shit. I can still get with Sasha. It's just about the facade. She needs to make all those people simp for her. That's how she does it. Her husband, just a puppet, really?
She
Big
looks
Bubba in the
pissed,
back is giving her the dick.
bro. She looks furious.
She does look furious. I don't get it. It looks like, am I being exaggeratory?
Listen,
I don't
it
feel like
doesn't-
I'm being hyperbolic. It looks like every other piece of gear she's ever fucking worn.
Right, but in the Money in the Bank colors.
Exactly. So it fits.
She's she's retarded. I'm sorry.
I mean, I sent it to you. I showed it. You. Hopefully, you could pull it up. It's like
No, I got it, and we're gonna
what?
we're gonna
Okay.
we're gonna
Yeah,
put it up.
What the hell? I'm baffled by that.
No, I
I
don't-
just
I
don't
don't get it.
understand why.
He made the ugliest thing.
No, but she didn't say it jokingly. Really, like she was.
She's
bashing
mad.
him.
No,
She's
she-
laughing, but she's mad still. You can tell by the tone.
Look at this.
Look, it looks like every other
I
piece
was
of
like,
gear
I
I've ever
legit cried
seen her
and screamed.
wear.
I'm like, I'm not gonna wrestle good. This makes you look ugly. I hate it. I made him feel.
How did
so
that make
bad.
her
I'm like,
slip?
This is not what I said. I didn't like.
Dude, like the fact that she's literally telling you she sucks right here. Dude, I literally cried and screamed. Do you remember the story that came out that her and Bailey or whatever, and they were crying at WrestleMania or
floor.
something like on the floor? And we
throwing
were,
a tantrum.
dude, and if
They
I'm
said they did it as a joke. They
Right.
Oh, what? No, they
No,
were actually
this is
having
real.
a shit fit.
she's now admitting that she cried over her husband making her this outfit, dude. What is it like to live with this woman?
I'm not gonna wrestle good. This makes you look ugly. I hate it. I made him feel so bad. I'm like, this is not
How
what
about
I
being a
said.
bald
I'm
bitch
like-
with a 5
Dude.
head makes you look ugly? With
Oh
your
no!
hair
Don't
always
wait a minute!
falling
Don't go
backward.
there on my sexy woman. Don't you say that about Sasha now?
Sexy
About
Oh,
Mercedes.
God. You could take that wig and shove it.
Oh, come on! I still think she's hot. I'll tell you that.
I still laugh every time.
but she's ugly on the inside. I know.
Either
y'all.
SummerSlam or one of them where she had the wig like pulled all the way back. Oh
Dude.
God, I look at that every now and again just to feel better about myself.
She is hot to me. I'm sorry, but she is ugly. This bitch is ugly on the inside, bro. She's ugly. Look at this. Look at her.
Can't believe Sammy Guevara ruined his career for her.
Really?
I mean, he did say he was going to rape her.
She's
Kind of
just,
has a Jericho Fozzy / Stabbing Westward sound to it a little bit.
well, it's the singer from Stabbing.
Oh, is it?
all this stuff. And honestly, it didn't make me feel confident when I went out there. I remember doing my entrance and I slipped a little bit. I was like so mad. I hated what I was wearing.
Yeah.
She just
Not
looks like a
again,
carpenter's
not
dream,
ever.
flat as a
Oh, my
board. But
God.
she's always been screwed, so I can't say that. But I mean, she's got no ass, no tits, and she's bald. Always putting
Jesus.
different wigs on.
Oh my God, Jake! Jesus Christ, Jake!
I don't see it.
Why don't you take your shirt off?
I already sent you my naked videos.
Yeah, I saw that.
Me
What
underwater.
do you look like?
No, about 500 pounds of
God
skin.
damn.
That's
I think
hanging somewhere.
I think Sasha looks great, but yeah, dude, that she did this to her husband. Oh, this was the ugliest thing ever at Money in the Bank. Yeah, it doesn't go with her hair. I mean, I'll tell you that. If I was her husband, I would have made her all white and black, maybe, or white and maybe, I don't know, but whatever. Dude, like, she's crapping. This is
She's
so
the only
ugly.
black girl without rhythm, and you
What?
know,
She's got.
what-
Wait
she
a minute.
slipped- No. Come on, I can whore dance better than she can.
First of all,
Stand-
she's only half.
CEO.
She's half, so maybe that's the problem. But second of all, how can you say it? She's got rhythm.
She could not play the
Her
bass
song
drum.
sucks though. The CEO.
But
That's
even
terrible.
when she used to dance in frickin' the main roster stuff too, she always looked like she had at least a broomstick wedged up her ass at the very least. She was very rigid.
I have no problem with her dance, her entrance, her look. I have zero
Yeah, let's
problem
get
with it. My
back to
problem
Steel
is
Cock.
she's nasty. She's mean to her husband because she's an alpha, and that's why
exactly
she married.
why she deserves it, Joe.
She married a beta piece of shit guy, and now she's like just emasculating him on public radio, or whatever.
and her pussy smells like tuna.
Well, dead. How would you? Okay, I'll go. I'll take that.
My Sailor Moon gear at the Royal Rumble. The Sailor Moon, like for 20 years or something.
I
when I
love
did
Sailor Moon.
Money in the Bank, he made me this disgusting, ugly. Who puts green, yellow, white, and navy together?
What? Okay, first of all, that looked black, not navy. Second of all, it was Money in the Bank. I mean, those are the colors of Money in the Bank. It looked like the colors of Money in the Bank. I didn't see navy. Did you see navy? Am I
I think
crazy?
it's in the straps, maybe on her arms or something.
Oh, maybe it
There's
is
like a little bit of navy blue in the straps.
I mean, I guess it is navy, maybe, but it doesn't look navy.
I mean,
Maybe they were out of material. Okay, I think if the bra matched the panties there, like it would have been better. Like if there was a white background like the bottoms. But she looks furious right there. But I don't... Listen, you married a midget with bad teeth, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I was like, I legit cried and screamed. I'm like, I'm not gonna wrestle good. This makes you look ugly. I hate.
Jesus Christ. Talk about stereotyping women.
apparently she's making fun of the flag of Lukova and Macau and Sesquili and Sucumbos province
Whoa.
in Ecuador and Colombia. So their green, white, yellow, and navy blue flag that she's making fun of.
Wow.
How terrible. She's Colombian-ish.
And what are they,
Hating all those people.
Filipino type people, like too?
Must be.
Isn't her husband kind of like a mix of that?
That's why he wanted to have those colors to represent his people, and she's tearing them down.
What a psycho.
She's like, go swim in another tire.
Come on
you
out,
asshole.
you rapist!
Well, Luis Urdaneta just became a member again. Thank you, Luis Urdaneta. Another month, another membership. Right now is the time to re-up. And join us on Patreon as well. Thank you, Luis Urdaneta, for all the love you always give to us. We love you, too.
Big love.
Now get hard. Sorry.
I've been hard for days.
Come
Really?
on out,
So
you
horny.
rapist!
Ever since you sent me that asshole pic.
Oh, Alex A. O'Donnell? Oh, A. O'Donnell, 25, just became a member again, too. So that's another big month for him. That's 54 months in a row. He said, love you, Joe and Jake. Luis Urdaneta said, I'm stunned with Jake, but MJF, it's back in heel mode again. Okay, so that's good. So that's good.
I'm glad that I stand corrected. That's why
Yeah.
the chat's awesome. I knew somebody would let me know that I'm an idiot at some point. So
they were
thank you.
setting us up. That's why. We just couldn't be patient with, why is he acting like this? Oh, it was to relaunch his
Thankfully, not a moment too soon, because it really was just, they were ruining him week after week.
Uh-huh.
It just was not working. And it wasn't like the Jericho smarmy trying to be, that wasn't it. He was just genuinely being the character he was when he left.
Right. So, that's not bad. So we take it back, what we said about the MJF stuff. We just couldn't be patient. That's all.
Exactly.
WWE's taking a long time with this Wyatt thing. The other night I said that I thought that I had a whole different scenario about how they could have built
Shit
up
bomb.
stuff, and we'll talk about that.
I can see why Vincent saw Monet as a multiple one-day champ.
Yes, Chief. You know what? Chief Wahoo with the $5 shit bum. What up, Chief Wahoo? You sexy bastard! Hey, is he right? Do you think that now it makes more sense why Sasha didn't do well? I mean, Sasha was so fucked up, she had to go to a room to break stuff after a couple of years. I mean, dude.
The rage rooms, yeah.
Yeah, dude, Sasha Banks is a head case. And maybe Vince McMahon was right. He saw, what a baby. And he hates babies. So,
That's why I don't think he had a problem when she walked out. It was he didn't try and fight for her to, come back, or no negotiations were made. Then Triple H took over in SummerSlam. Then Vince got his way back onto the board. Then the Janelle stuff came out and Vince was gone. And then Triple H got Naomi back, but not Sasha. So,
yep, because they knew she's a fucking... Because listen,
You-
there's
'cause
some
you know-
good things that come
WWE
nowadays.
would have offered her the money. She was clearly desired by at least a portion of the fan base to return. People wanted to see her back. So,
Well, this is
I
the-
think they would have offered her something. She just didn't want to go back there. But
That's
yeah,
mostly
way too
it, but-
ratchet.
But it's also the other thing about it is that, much like nowadays, the world of wrestling is better in many ways where you can hold out, you can ask for more, you can get coverage and you're covered. Things are way different than the 90s and even the mid-2000s and before, even before 2012. Things right now are so good for wrestlers compared to where they were. It's unbelievable. But the one trade-off in that is that the wrestling companies won't really put up with the horse shit as much anymore either, because they kind of don't need to for the most part. So
You don't have to bend over. There is nobody that's bigger than the company anymore. They've kind of made sure of it. As we're back in the day, Stone Cold could tell Vince, fuck you, because they needed Austin. Same thing with The Rock for a while and Lesnar. And so Vince got tired of people walking out for Hollywood or for football or UFC or whatever it might be. So he stopped making top stars besides one person whom he knew he had full control over, John Cena. And their relationship, I think Vince knew, hey, I'm going to be a father figure to him and he'll not betray that. And Cena has never given up on Vince. Even when all the lawsuit came out, with the stuff with the allegations with Janelle, he still stood behind Vince saying that, it's a father figure. He loves him and doesn't change, their relationship. So crazy.
Yep.
Crazy indeed,
That's crazy.
And that's the thing.
Come on out, you rapist!
Ooh,
Spectral
see, speaking of.
Citizen. That's how many months is that? 40 months in a row for Spectral Citizen. Have a good 4th. You too, Spectral. Today is normally
Yes,
the day
happy-
that I'm partying in my backyard, but now we don't live in Quincy anymore, so we don't do that. But and I'm working both
And
days, so I'm not gonna have a good day tomorrow.
Big G's right. She's from Southie, Joe, so that explains a lot.
Well, she's not really. She moved. I thought she moved out of Southie when she was younger to
I don't know. Seems reliable. And you know what? I didn't even get to tell you yet.
Come on
so
out, you rapist!
Night Shift is a member for 54 months.
Jesus.
You say, can members watch Out of Nowhere? Of course.
Yeah, if you're a member, you'll be able to watch Out of Nowhere. If you're a patron, you'll be able to watch Out of Nowhere. The only reason we made it free for a while is because we had that $8,000 night a couple
Insane.
weeks ago.
I leave and it
more.
rains.
Yeah, we just have to have Jake leave. That doesn't work anymore, Jake. We tried that again. It didn't work. But that's why we're going back.
Maybe I didn't leave the right way. I think I have to make a more, kind of a grand egress.
Oh, okay.
So.
Maybe they'll try that tonight.
Yeah.
Haystacks Monet, member for... Oh, he's gifting
Big
a
G
membership.
said, yeah, he gifted one too. Big G said, I have the Iron Man cock. And speaking of iron, I'm going to be more robot. I got to have surgery in 2 weeks. I blew
What?
my knee out.
You're going to have
So
surgery on your knee?
Yeah, I've needed a knee replacement for a while now.
Uh-huh.
Me being so fat and heavy ruined my joints on top of having arthritis. So my formerly fat ass broke everything in my body. My hips bad, my knees are bad, all of it.
What are you,
obviously.
The Undertaker?
Pretty much. I mean, you can't be 600 plus pounds and walk around on that weight. And they're like, I couldn't believe you were walking with how bad your legs and knees and everything is. So I was doing like stationary bikes, and I've been doing like 4 miles every time I go ahead and hop on the stationary bike and pumping it out. And I went and I have the one that's under the desk here too, instead of always using the one at the gym.
Yeah.
And while using the one at the desk, I was sitting in this chair, and it kind of just rolled back, and my leg just extended, kind of like hyperextended the knee a little bit, and all of a sudden there was just a slight pop, and I guess that was what was left of my ACL and my meniscus, and I completely tore that off, and the meniscus just went pop and poof, and is somewhere towards my calf at this point. So I have a brace on my knee now, and I'm just kind of limping. So in 2 weeks, I get to go and get that put back together.
Well, that's
It's not
nice.
going to be a full replacement, but half of one.
Can I jump you in the hospital with a bedpan to the head?
Please, that would be great. Viral that would go.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it would go that viral, but maybe if I pissed in it.
Maybe
if I pissed in it and then hit you with it and the piss went everywhere, or I
Well,
don't.
when you knock me unconscious with a bedpan, then you rape me, and then
Oh.
that's the headlines.
Well, speaking of piss, it looked like when MJF attacked what's his face tonight. It looked like MJF had
Danny Garcia.
Danny Garcia. Yeah, I don't remember his name because I think he sucks. But when MJF did that, he looked like he had piss on his wife beater. I don't know if you noticed this, but take a look at his shirt. There's a yellow.
Yeah, he's got that
There it
yellow
is.
weird stain. It's
There's
a cum
yellow
stain. I think.
Yeah, see if I enhance it, see how orange it is right there? That's like a
yes.
yellow stain. Look at that's not the video. There's some kind of
With the power of AI, enhance.
Yes, enhance now.
Enhance.
There's some kind of yellow stain. Oh, I know what it is. It's his fake tan spray.
It's got to be.
It's leaking through the. Oh, what a homo!
Sure.
Tan spray? Are you serious, MJF? Come on, man. And now we're buffering on Twitter. Jesus.
He did beat the ever-loving shit out of him, though.
Good.
Like I said, he throttled him, and
quite honestly, I got to tell you something. MJF beating the hell out of Daniel Garcia makes him the most interesting he's been so far. I got to be honest. Isn't that funny?
that's the point. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Up until now, he hasn't done shit.
Yeah, even Jericho with
Hachachero
him,
was a waste.
don't
and
care
all
about that. But this I do.
Yeah, this is great. So I'm excited to see where they go with this. There's a few stories that I'm enjoying. I want to see what's next for Swerve. At whoever wins the Owen Cup for All In. At least there's some stakes on the line. The beatdown on Paul Heyman actually got me. So that was one of the first times.
Dude, they almost hurt him. That was crazy.
That's one of the first times in a while where I was like, oh, stop. He's already dead. One of those, like, when they ever triple powerbombed his ass onto the announce table, and it doesn't break and straight down because they kind of
there it is.
put a little too much forward torque. You got the stain enhanced.
What is that?
That has to be tan spray, like you said, seeping through on the inside. He must have sprayed it before he came out and darkened himself, and then it just residue seep as he's sweating the tan stuff.
It looks like
coming out.
piss, to be honest, if you look at the video.
Yeah,
He did.
or
Like,
an old cum stain
right
too.
as you
That goes yellow.
Oh, yeah, like the yellow blanket. Yeah, right when you said, like, pour piss on me in the hospital or whatever, that I saw this and was like, oh, my God, piss on his right there.
Yeah, I'm the one that brought up the water sports, you bastard.
That's right.
Give me the bad name. I'm telling you though, yeah, it is one of the most interesting parts of MJF's character since he's returned. I absolutely agree.
What? Piss on his tank top?
Could be.
Or are you talking about something else?
No, him.
Oh,
going
anyway, so
heel.
yeah, so you saw, Heyman go through the table, and he almost went
and
too
he
far in his
slid
head.
forward.
Oh,
Yeah, it kind of lands on his neck, and then his ass kind of goes a little topsy-turvy, and then he plops down. But he didn't sleep to really make it look like he didn't shave. He had the bags under his eyes, the red eyes, all bloodshot. And you are not that crowd reaction to MSG, all of it was just great. And I could not have been more into it. Like I said, they put him to the table when I'm cringing over here, like, don't kill the man. Like it got me. I got worked up by it. I could feel myself like, oh no.
Wow.
And that doesn't happen too often. So, it's certainly a hell of an angle, and I like what they're doing with it. It's going to just keep building to SummerSlam. And what I think is absolutely hilarious is just Roman Reigns. If you look at his entire career, it's what an anomaly.
You're
because the fans did not want him whatsoever. And then in one of the most vitriolic takeovers and canceled WWE networks, they hijacked the Rumble. The Rock looked pissed. I mean, the Rock's rub didn't rub off onto Roman. And for 4 years of main events of Manias and The Undertaker and Lesnar's and all, we booed that man like it was our job to boo him.
I do want to say that there was 30 or 40% of the crowd loved him, the kids and the women, but 60%.
But the vocal majority was him getting
did not
booed.
like him.
I mean, after the Raw,
he reminds me of
Mania,
Biden.
he couldn't speak for 10 minutes.
He honestly reminds me of Joe Biden. It's like we were screaming that this guy's not ready yet. He shouldn't be here. What are they doing? And people were cheering him, though, still, so it was hard to get through it all. And it was like, finally, at that match with Lesnar and Roman, finally, it was like the debate the other night. Everybody saw that fucking people don't like Roman Reigns. Like, stop this. And then they finally did what you were saying. They turned him heel. And how weird is it that we're here now where Roman has been celebrated as a heel and entertained us as a heel after sucking for 5 years,
and people wanted to see him lose. They wanted to see him lose that title. They were invested in it.
We're getting ready for basically a stone cold moment where the Bloodline is going to do something to somebody, and he's going to be stone cold coming out with the fucking Zamboni.
Exactly.
Can you imagine the eruption?
He is the ultimate face without turning face.
Right.
He's done nothing besides get pinned by Cody, cry, and leave at Mania.
Right.
That's the last we saw of him. That's it. So he never turned face. He didn't, but the crowd has so much respect and such a hatred for Solo and everything that's going on there. This story's been told so very well. I'm invested in it. Like you said, it's going to be one of the craziest pops when he does return. I'm thinking SummerSlam, but maybe Money in the Bank this weekend, we could see it happen.
I
mean, there is a possibility because then they would have a chance to set up things for.
Well, wait a minute. Who's
SummerSlam
wrestling?
more,
what are the Sokoa? What are they all doing at Money in the Bank?
So,
Money in the Bank.
Well, we will get into our predictions then for this Saturday's premium live event, Joe.
I can't believe it's this Saturday too, but
I know I will be here for Monetize this Saturday as well, so we can go ahead and do double coverage, sir.
Right.
We'll
and so this is going to turn him face against The Rock too. So Rock is going to remain heel.
Yep. So we got as far as that whole thing goes, we have Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens taking on the Bloodline in a 6-man tag match. Now, I think it's just the two Tama Tonga Loas together and Solo. I don't think it's Jacob Fatu. Someone said he had an issue getting into Canada due to previous troubles, and that was one of the reasons why he won't be there. So I'm not sure if that's definitely confirmed, but it looks like it's going to be Solo and then Tama Tonga Loa taking on Rhodes, Orton, and Owens. Either way, that's going to be one hell of a match. I'm excited for it. And the Bloodline, I think, will win here. I don't know what you think, but I'm thinking the Bloodline wins.
Well,
And these three are going to need somebody to help them even the odds. And who's that? Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
They're going to go and be like, we need to get him back. Just like Superman when they had the Justice League, but the real version, not the shitty Joss Whedon version, the Snyder cut, the the 4-hour miniseries. They got to bring back Superman. How are they going to do it? Well, they got to resurrect Roman, and they're going to need Roman to take on the new Bloodline. You got 4-on-4. You can add a little more.
Wait,
They bring The Rock back. You can always take out somebody and throw in the Usos. You got
that's what I would think. I would think what would go on is like, I almost think it would be the night after Money in the Bank on Raw or something that basically, these guys would be beating the shit out of someone, like whether they win or lose, right? Let's say the Bloodline loses, so the next night on Raw, or I guess it'd be 2 nights after on Raw, which that really ruins momentum, by the way, but the 2 nights later on Raw, they lost, but they now are beating down somebody or whoever's on Raw and whatever, and there's no stopping them, or maybe they won and now there's still no stopping them and now they're beating people up, and you would think that this would happen. Now, what about the Usos? Where's the other Uso? Where's Jimmy Uso?
Jimmy got the crap kicked out of him
at WrestleMania.
Out of the Bloodline. Well, no, at the night after, or the SmackDown after, they threw him out of the Bloodline.
Right. So
Solo
Jay
beat
and
him
Jimmy
down with Tamatonga, I think it was, and Jay is on Raw going for the Money in the Bank.
Wouldn't you want the new Bloodline beating up, maybe destroying the Uso brothers? They would be the sentimental ones.
I think that's going to play into the Money in the Bank match.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, and on top of it here, there's a lot of what ifs, there's a lot of possibilities, but for the most part, I mean, you add in, you got the new Bloodline, you add in Rock, and you add in, you know what I mean?
Because
Jacob,
they're going to do the old
5.
They're going to do the old Bloodline, right? Like Roman and the Usos are back together. They're the original
with Cody
Bloodline.
And somebody else that they want, Randy or
I don't
Owens,
see. I don't see that. I don't see this like Randy and
I think they're
everybody
going to go to
else.
Survivor Series, and then it'll play out till Mania, I think.
I just think. See, I think it's more going to be like just the Bloodlines. It's not going to be Cody and Randy. I would think it would be the Usos, Roman, somebody else. And
I think they are, because they have Cody going against Solo. Basically, is supposed to be the match at SummerSlam that they're building to. So right now he's getting, and it's like, all right, well, whoever wins, one king is going to be Gunther, but no, he's going for Damien Priest title, so that's out. So now I think it's going to be Solo and Cody at SummerSlam, and that would likely be when Roman returns. Cody's about to lose, and Roman saves him. Come on, that's money.
Yeah, that would be good, but I really think,
and I do see what you say, but I really think they're going to keep Cody involved, only because it's got to lead back to Rock and Cody at Mania. That's the planned match for 41 as of right now. That's their night 2 main event, Cody and Rock. Barring no one gets hurt, that's their match.
Man, you don't think they're going to finally do Rock and Roman?
Rock Roman, maybe that happens instead of Rock and Cody, but they really want to have Rock and Cody. That's one of the things that they were pushing for. They tried to build that up the night out. Yeah, they set it up. What did he hand him? What did he give him in the punt? We still don't know. So there's story there.
So this is hard. This is hard to figure it out because you could do a couple things. You can do Roman.
That's the best part.
Roman wins the Rumble to go after the other belt. You could do Roman isn't involved at the main event at WrestleMania. You could do Cody versus The Rock at SummerSlam, and The Rock wins, and then The Rock faces Roman at WrestleMania, and Cody's quest to get a rematch against The Rock, but he has to win the Royal Rumble, and he gets basically pulled out of the Rumble by somebody else, and that sets him on a grudge match with somebody at WrestleMania. Meanwhile, Roman, goes on to face The Rock for the title, and then you can maybe move. I don't know, that there's so many different ways you can go about it. I'm okay with any of those things, and I'm at the point where if Cody makes it if Cody can make it to, but that means Cody's losing the belt at SummerSlam, which, his run. I don't hate either because his run wasn't that very memorable, unfortunately, but the moment was still awesome that he won it.
That's why Damien Priest needs this Rollins match to legitimize his title reign.
Right.
He hasn't. Who has he faced so far? Can you remember? And that's the thing.
Yeah.
His match just happened. It's like, because nothing seems.
No,
memorable.
Damien Priest is terrible. They got to get that out of there. Whatever. I mean, that can be.
I don't think he's terrible, but he again has the Cody problem that there really weren't many people readily available for him to face that seemed like legitimate contenders for the title.
He's already, to me, a questionable champion. I mean, he's a good.
He's a temporary placeholder. Yeah.
I would have Damien Priest on my roster. He would be in a lower mid card role, but I would hire Damien Priest. But I don't think he's a top Intercontinental champion. Let alone
he was great
a
as a
world
North
champion.
American champion, in NXT. He served well in that role. The Archer of Infamy. I get, but the problem is, I think with the belt is that the focus really isn't as much as him being champion. They're kind of bringing more to the forefront now that Seth and him are going back and forth. But I feel like more of his focus is with the Judgment Day and Liv Morgan and Dominic and what's going on and all that stuff. So it feels like that has more of his attention with the drama of Judgment Day rather than him feeling like a dominant champion.
Which is why he doesn't need the belt. It's like he just doesn't need this. He's dragging it down.
Drew said if he wins, he's cashing in same night. So, what do we see? Do we see Drew win? I mean, that's the great part here. There are a lot of what ifs. So many, and everybody's kind of fantasy booking. Punk does this, Pat does that. It's fun again. Wrestling's finally fun again. For years, you and I would sit here and come on after a Raw or SmackDown screaming, being like, why don't they get it? Why aren't they listening? Why are they? I'm tired of everything being.
But you know what, though? Nothing is
predictable.
worse than the last couple of years where it was nothing, where I felt nothing. Even now, sometimes I feel like that. But dude. Yeah, no, nothing is worse than the year 2021 and 22. Those were awful years.
Yeah, those were just a drag, and then with all the COVID stuff. And so I understand your point. At least you were passionate enough to have the hate inside you, and then those years just you didn't want to watch.
Yes.
At least you weren't hate watching like we were before. And
even
it
19, I think
honestly,
I think I barely was able to even pay attention. If you watch some of those reviews in 2019, I think you carried a lot of those reviews. Because
the show was so bad.
I just couldn't even deal with it. And now I don't get to see. Unfortunately, now the problem is I don't get to watch it all. Like, I didn't see Dynamite tonight. You did. Like, I didn't see it.
Exactly.
I'm reacting to what you're
I'm
saying.
Here, baby.
I know.
Yeah.
Imagine if you weren't here.
2022 was awful. And when I wasn't around is when it really was, you had that nothing feeling. And thankfully I wasn't here at all times. It had to be then, not now where we're missing good stuff. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
and now I work.
We've got some great stories. And
I just work too much. I can't see it all.
That's the thing. And it's been hectic, but I'm glad you and I are still here going strong, baby.
It's amazing that one of us gets to see it. It's like somebody gets to see it.
I mean, SummerSlam anniversary
Jake, do you
time
see
coming
WrestleMania 40 behind the curtain? If you watched, what you think about it?
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get into that. I did watch half of it. I haven't seen it all yet, Louis Urdaneta. It's definitely interesting.
I haven't seen any of it yet.
Oh,
so
really?
You
Okay.
and I switched places there. See?
So I'll tell you,
quid pro quo.
it is what it's a lot of what you think, and honestly, we got to watch it to really break it down more. But what I do like about it is they go all the way back to the plan. Like they
do open up.
They talk about the plan of Triple H and everything was set in motion with Triple H and Cody, and it's going to be Cody versus Roman 2, and we're building for that. And then they literally talk about how the company sold. They actually show Vince McMahon at the selling of the company and everything. And then they talk about The Rock coming in a big way and then his idea. And they put it all on how The Rock changed everything. And, Cody and everybody was like, oh, okay. And then the people just flipped out. And then they talked about, which we already know about this part, The Rock saying, you know what, let's do what the people want. And I'm going to go heel, and here's my idea. And then Triple H loved that because it plays into his original plans anyway. And so you're going to get to see all that, and it's well-done storytelling. They do use clips, cringy clips of all the Yes Men YouTubers, and so that's kind of sickening because it's all the lame. Dude, yeah. Peter Rosenberg is a fucking loser. I'm sorry. Peter Rosenberg, if you're listening to this, you bald fucking troll ham, you suck ass, bro. I'll push you down a flight of stairs if I ever see you.
I don't think you can pay him to have an opinion that's real, Joe. That's the thing.
Oh
He's
my God.
such a kiss ass and a fence sitter. You know, people always thought that, Jake just agrees with Joe because you and I basically have like the same interests. You know, that's why we were compatible. We had the same likes for the most part, same dislikes. You know, we like the same thing usually out of wrestling, so our opinion usually lines up.
Well,
hey,
how many?
look at
Yeah,
that.
because how many YouTubers you watch and you go, man, this guy I think's exactly like me, and then sometimes when he doesn't, it makes you think too, so you don't mind it. But he is just sucking it. He's
that's the
sucking
thing.
it.
There's a few people, and every now and again, I'm like, I don't. But what culture, especially? I know some people are fond of them, but I feel like
Play it
they are
safe.
very like safe, toe the line, lack of any real substance. I mean, they certainly wouldn't say that Sasha's pussy smells like tuna.
Yeah, dude, I wish we could go back in time and maybe that we could have given Kodak Black a few more drugs, and maybe Kodak Black would have just fucking assaulted that whole radio station that day when he was pissed off at what's his face, Charlemagne or whatever.
Yeah,
and he just destroys.
The God.
No, it wasn't him actually. It was a different guy. But either way, the bottom line is Kodak Black. I wish Kodak Black had choked out Peter Rosenberg on that radio show that day. Would have been great. Hot 97 would have been fucking Cold Body 97. All right?
Wow. See, that's good to know, too. Pico with the inside scoop. So at All In, if Sasha loses, she's 5 minutes in a shark cage with Sammy Guevara.
Oh, wow.
I mean, now I'm interested.
How about 5 minutes alone behind a dumpster with Brock Turner? That could be good, too.
Hey, you know,
Let's see
that
that
was
happen.
just boys being boys, Joe.
Oh. Luis Urdaneta gifted a membership to somebody. We'll find out who that is in a minute. Somebody got gifted a membership by Urdaneta, though. Thank you, man. I'll play the donos. If any donations are in there, we'll play them right now. See what happens. Super chats are on. And remember to be a patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, because we'll be live next week from the membership or Patreon only. So make sure you're a member or a patron.
Come on out, you rapist!
Veritas Equitas became a member. Thank you. Looks like he was gifted from Luis Urdaneta.
Hell yeah.
Oh, guys, hit the like button. We could use like 10 more likes for sure. Thank you.
At least 10.
Yeah, I don't know what we're up to, but 97 likes. That's pathetic. That's pathetic.
So Miss Argentine now became Miss Universe.
Come on out, you
What?
rapist!
The Bep
She
Jr.
represented-
membership.
Hell yeah. So she represented Buenos Aires, but she's 60 years old and she is gorgeous. Like for her age, considering it is crazy. I'm going to send you a picture really quick here while I have it, but I'm telling you right now, it's absolutely incredible. I saw this not too long ago and I was like, wow, that's nuts. And I forgot to bring it up to you. But any event, you're talking about people that go ahead and
You waxed it to her, didn't you?
more than that. I mean, I slid into the DMs, but
Really?
I genuinely am, like I said, impressed with Willow, and that got me
Willow.
turned on. I wish you could find the promo she cut backstage. Like I said, it had her face side to it.
late in the ways
Never late.
Willow.
She had her positive attitude, of course, but she was real with it, and she was like, "This sucked, that sucked, but here's what I'm going to do. Screw you." And it felt genuine. And then she came out and straight into a fight. No waving to the crowd, no skipping, no hair twirling, just action.
Just let's go.
Let's go. I'm glad MJF beat the crap out of him afterwards.
Imagine if MJF beat up Willow. That would have been something, too.
That would have been something.
He was like,
indeed.
no
So-
female is safe in this company as long as I'm here.
So
That
I
would
wanted to
be
jump
good.
back to that, though, because somebody was asking. But back to Money in the Bank. Yeah, I think the faces lose here. I think the Bloodline 2.0.
They got to
whatever you wanna
win.
call
They
it.
got to look good, man. This is a this
Yeah,
is
Solo's gonna
super
be a
group.
fucking monster.
Yeah, make the Bloodline look nuts. And then the next night, like we said, they should run fucking roughshot on Raw, and then
SmackDown. They're on.
oh, really? Oh, that sucks.
Mhm.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
I wish they could switch that out.
Well, I mean, SmackDown's been great, but you got to wait a whole week. It's like,
Well, Triple H is very pissed off with SmackDown. I don't know what.
oh
you saw
yes,
live
oh
of
Jake, I gotta
SmackDown,
do
but-
something real quick. I'm gonna
No
be
problem.
listening. I'm gonna be muted for a second, and I know what you're
Yeah,
gonna say
absolutely.
because
It was ridiculous.
Fox is
SmackDown,
retarded.
they had the audio cut many times, and not just the audio, but the live picture feed went to black on multiple instances. Now, speculation be damned. All right, we're going to go ahead and go with it. But it seems like they're not too happy with WWE because SmackDown's leaving in just a few months, heading back to USA because Raw is going over to Netflix. And anytime somebody in the audience is doing something inappropriate that can be seen or heard on camera, they're going to block it out. Absolutely ridiculous. So there was a guy flipping off the camera when you saw Nia Jax walk out. Well, they had to go ahead and cut the feed. It's somebody flipping off. Like, who cares? They're flipping her off. But that's too much.
Wait a minute, Jake. I just came back. Conspiracy theory. They're doing more censorship on purpose on their own so they can plug and promote Netflix uncensored.
You might be. Oh, maybe they're going to be like, "Oh yes, damn you, Fox! It's Fox's problem." And then when they get, but we're not going to have that on Netflix. You might be right, but Triple H did say like we don't plan on us being more TV 14, but the fact that the crowd won't have to be muted, we won't have to censor, their chants, we won't have to censor certain swears, and I'm like, yeah, exactly. So that's doesn't mean they're going to be out there whipping out guns and pistol whipping each other, no, but at least they'll be able to swear and not have it be cut or have the crowd chant holy shit and they cut the screen for 4 minutes. SmackDown was almost unwatchable at parts because they just kept black screen over and over. But hey, it's unfortunate, and I cannot wait to see how it works with Netflix. We've heard so many things be speculated. So are they going to have commercial breaks? Are they not? Are commercials only for certain tier members? We know it's live. We've heard a rumor that they're going back to 2 hours. Is that really the case? We don't know. And is it still going to be on Mondays? Seems like it. They said so far, but never know about the future. I'm just apprehensive a little bit, but I think it's going to be a good change. I think all in all, once they work out the kinks, I think Netflix is going to go ahead and have a lot to offer WWE, especially in terms of Raw. So, and on Raw this Monday, the fallout from Money in the Bank, we're going to see Jey Uso take on Chad Gable. So, we'll see what happens there. And then we have Damage Control. So Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai are taking on Lyra Valkyria, Katana Chance, and Kaden Carter. And then, of course, the one, the only, Pat McAfee. He returns to color commentary. So he's been gone the last 2 Raws due to a death of his father-in-law. So thoughts and prayers with him and the family, Not a great thing, unfortunately, as to why he couldn't be there. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with him and the Wyatts because they were seeking him out as well. So I think things have been put on hold a little bit with him not being able to make it to work. But thankfully, they were able to go ahead and work it out in another way. I like this week's videotape, the continuation of the Uncle Howdy Bo Dallas interview. But it also gave me a bit of hope for the future because it seems like it's not like Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy. It's that Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas. So it seems more like it's like the creation in his mind. So I think we're going to see more of Bo at some point, not just Uncle Howdy. I think they're going to be themselves, maybe to wrestle. We'll see what happens. But I don't think they're going to be all out this entire superhero undefeatable monsters like the Fiend was. I know you certainly were upset with the smoke machine being visible on Raw at several points, and things like that don't bother me. I can suspend disbelief with that. And it's like, I know it's a fog machine, it's supposed to look creepy. Okay, they're not summoning mist, but I get your point. You don't want to see how the soup is made, of course. As I mentioned before, when we were going through the ratings, we didn't get to mention that Collision, they had 442,000 viewers. So the previous edition was at 429, so a slight increase. They had a 0.12 in the 18 to 49 all-important demographic. Dominic Dijakovic, good old Dom, he's talking about how Vince, really wanted Mia Yim to have a seizure when she went ahead and was shaking in the ring during the Retribution angle. He said, this is Vince's idea. Vince wanted Mia to pretend that she was having a seizure. He wanted her to pretend she was having an epileptic fit, and we were presented by this, I don't know, the writer or the producer, and we didn't want to shoot the messenger. You could see. So the fact that they're like, I'm sorry, but Vince wants you to have a seizure. And she was like, what are you talking about? We can't do this. He's like, I went and talked to Pat Buck, and he was a producer and that maybe he could do something, but he was in the room when Vince came back and pitched the seizure thing. But that's the way the production meetings worked back then under Vince. He'd say something and everyone would just have to wide eyes because you can't call him on it. And that's not cohesive for booking. So we later saw her in the ring and she said she wasn't having a seizure. She was like possessed or something. I don't know. The whole thing was very bizarre, and Retribution could have been cool. I know they went for the Antifa thing. They're attacking the generator on the outside. And hey, look at this. They're going to chainsaw the ropes and tear up SmackDown in the Thunderdome. Okay, we've seen that before with Nexus and a few others. Like, all right, give us something. And then all the stupid names, Mace, T-Bar, Jackoff, Slip Shit, all those dumbasses. Reckoning and Retribution and Tampon and Bloody Mary. I mean, I just... and they could have had a few things work for it too. I'm giving you these awful names so you can realize what Mustafa Ali wanted to be like. They gave me a terrible moniker to go by, and I've had to deal with bullshit, and that's why I'm giving you these bad names for overcut. But we didn't get any story. He didn't get to do anything. They ruined the hacker gimmick. It just what a waste. And there were a lot of things like that at that time. I know they were throwing everything against the wall during COVID to see what stuck, but this was just exceptionally disappointing. So Shawn Michaels had a conference call today for the Heatwave Premium Live event that's going on up in good old Canada. I know Spaz is going to all 3 shows, so he's going to SmackDown, NXT, and Money in the Bank. Or excuse me, SmackDown, Money in the Bank, NXT. NXT being on Sunday kind of messes me up, but... He was asked by Mike Johnson about the potential involvement with TNA, and he said depends on what happens with Anthem. He said that there are working arrangements, and AJ Styles will be working with Pro Wrestling Noah, as announced previously, and they're having more crossovers and Bloodsport with Chain and whatnot. He said, I can't give any specifics regarding NXT and TNA, but you'll see us working again in the future. And they asked about the Charlie Dempsey, thing. He said that he's very adaptable and he thinks that he thrives with crossovers in pro wrestling. So, hey, we'll see how much he embraces this and that he, has a father that, William Regal. So we'll see what he possesses, but they're trying to find out how the entertainment ability that he has like his father and what he possesses himself. So we'll see what happens there. And they said, what happened with Gable Steveson and Drew Gulak? And basically they said, was it over disciplinary reasons for Gulak? And Michael said Gulak's contract was up and there wasn't a place for him on the main roster. And he said Stevenson is incredibly talented. They wished him well with his NFL career. I feel like Gable, never caught on with the wrestling, way of life. And unfortunately, it just passed him by. So WWE did a few things to do him dirty. They held on to him when they knew that it wasn't working out. They should have let him go a long time ago, but unfortunately, not a great look for that. But at least he's out of there and going with the NFL. We'll see what happens. Then we, they say Drew Gulak, it wasn't a disciplinary thing, and there was no room for him on the main roster. But he was back on NXT in a prominent storyline, and then they went ahead in the following week when he didn't have his contract renewed, it just ran out. They basically killed him off TV. He's sleeping with the fishes, so you never have to worry about seeing him again. They killed his character on NXT. So that certainly seemed rather finite, but either way. He was also asked about Mia Yim, her recent involvement in NXT, and he said that she's been fantastic. She's got a wealth of knowledge, and whenever they have main roster wrestlers come down to help the younger talent, it's always a big deal for them, but she's gone above and beyond teaching everybody, and Michin seems to enjoy it, and she likes having more than 3 minutes to showcase herself, so that's great too.
She now showcase herself. Are you talking about like a sex cage dance or something?
Ooh, yeah, it's more of a body vibration, Joe. She gets into it. She shakes a little bit, and then she starts to have another seizure.
Oh, though she gets those too? She gets the...
Only when
like
Vince
Britt?
tells her to.
Are they like passing this on to each other? Like Britt Baker and all the women, they're giving each other a seizure thing?
No, she only gets seizures when Vince tells her to. So.
Oh, okay.
That's
Imagine
only
if
for Retribution.
Vince and Shane go to AEW as a tag team, like they to face the Young Bucks. They're the old Bucks.
What do you make of this? I mean, I heard a little bit of your opinion, but really, could you picture Shane in AEW?
Yes. But
I can see it happening.
It's hard to believe it because, like, number one, like the loyalty in a way, but is there a loyalty? Because it just feels like, I don't know, if Shane doesn't go to AEW, in my opinion, it shows that he's super loyal regardless. Because there's no way that Shane, doesn't feel like slighted and shit on by his family, Triple H, WWE, everything.
He should be where Triple H is, essentially.
Right.
It was his father's company. He should have, and the only reason he left is because his father wasn't believing in him. He's like, I want to invest in this. I want to have this chance. And his dad, he wanted to buy the UFC. Vince would have been all sorts of set. Come on,
dude,
I mean, there's so many times in hindsight.
Dude, think about it. Literally, Vince McMahon is like, shut the fuck up, Shane. Shane's like, Vince, Dad, buy the UFC. Haha, you're a fucking idiot. Hey, Dad, do this. Haha, you're a fucking idiot. Hey, Dad, I want to be on creative. No, shut up. You're like a wrestler, just like all the other idiots I beat to death. You're actually a wrestler,
And then there's
Shane.
fucking Shane McMahon out there killing himself
like Mick
more
Foley.
than most wrestlers on the fucking roster. The only one that took more punishment is Foley.
And then it became a thing like, maybe this will prove it to my dad. Maybe Dad will approve of me finally if I'm fucking Mick Foley, for Christ's sake.
Instead of
And
falling
that
30
didn't
feet
work.
up, I'm gonna fall 50 feet up. And
Yeah.
then Dad will really love me. I mean, even the story when Shane came back and he had something in the lockbox of Vince, and then they never brought that back up and all that shit. But
he
could've,
got buried. Oh, they gave it to Triple H and
he
my
went off to Hell in a
sister.
Cell.
And then he goes away, he comes back. Like my side venture didn't really work out very well. And of course that made him look even worse. Now Vince is like, I told you, son, you dumb fucking idiot. Like,
well,
your
his
thing
company
didn't work.
was very successful in Japan, but
Was it?
whatever other venture he had.
You don't even know what the name of it is.
I don't remember the name, but
Come on, Kung Lu Dao. Oh, that's Chinese. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean. Haruko Sakiraka Sayogusarako. Like, I don't know, Shane McMahon's company in Japan. What happened to it? What companies does Shane McMahon? Shane McMahon is the EVP of Global Media of World Wrestling Entertainment. What? No, he's not. Not anymore. That's not right. What happened?
It's all right. So one of his ventures is Ideanomics. So that's the company committed to the adoption of electric vehicle, and he's a vice chairman.
Really?
And then he started
stepped down as CEO.
On Demand. He operates it with China's expansive digital market with an app called You On Demand, and that was very successful. And then he took a leap into fashion with 7 Stars Cloud Group. Now it's called Ideanomics. So he's doing technology
I've heard
and
of
commerce,
that.
and that's big too. But yeah, it's You On Demand was the Chinese brand that he had started. So, yes, that was successful overseas.
Okay.
It says right here, You On Demand stock soars after Xiaomi's $1 billion buyout. That was in 2014. So they got bought out for over $1 billion. So I think he did well there. But
okay.
But yeah, Shane's been successful.
It's a penny stock, Jake.
But Vince,
I'm
did
not
say,
kidding.
I
I'm
know.
not kidding.
It's one of the, but
It's
it was
traded
successful.
at Jesus Christ, Jake. It's traded at 0.948. Like, oh my God! But it is up, dude. If you actually, you know what? This is a penny stock that if you bought it, like in the masses, you made some money.
Yeah. I don't think it's what it is now because it was valued at $1 billion back in 2014 when I guess he left out. So.
Oh yeah. So wait a minute. I'll tell you right now.
So it was successful then.
Well.
Find out what it was in 2014.
I will.
If it'll show you.
Okay, well, you're right in a way, but when did he leave it?
I think it said 2014 is when it was sold.
Well, I'm sorry to say that this stock was worth a lot more in 2005, and in 2014 when he sold the company, it's been a dead stock. It's not been very great. I mean,
it's also foreign company.
It's all right, but it's not. it's all right.
Still, it was
for
viewed
penny
as a
stock.
success. So
It doesn't just because the stocks suck doesn't mean it's not a success for sure. But I mean, I just think, yeah, I don't know, man. But anyway, the bottom line is, I think it is considered a failure by Vince. Because you got to be something massive to be he come home and go, oh, we had some success over there. Yeah, sure, okay. Oh, you should buy UFC. Oh, shut up, son. It's just always he doesn't believe him. Even if it is pretty good, he doesn't believe him. It's got to be. It would have to.
But there were times he downspoke his son,
right?
Like spoke, belittled.
Oh,
him
you
in
want to
front
book
of
the Royal Rumble? Go
media
ahead,
and-
Shane. That was retarded, Shane. You're fired. The guy can't win against his dad. His dad wants him to be better. The only way Shane could ever be something, I think, in Vince's eyes, is if Shane literally did better than Vince. I think he'd have to do better than Vince.
He would have to go out there, start a company, and overtake the WWE at that point. Like that would have had to be. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you know what
That's
he
the
should have
only way
done
his
was
father would have respected him as if he beat him.
he should have left right away and gone to AEW with Tony Khan to start it, and then said, "I'm going to get him.
Shut up, son.
I'll take out my own sister."
Oh God, and, there's
Shut
so
up,
many
son.
things like that too. Shut up.
It's
son.
like
There's-
Shut Up Wesley with Picard, like in Star Trek. It's Shut Up Shane. Shut up Shane.
Shut up, Shane.
Shut up Wesley.
I could see him in AEW though. I really could, just to
Yeah.
Because like you said, what loyalty to WWE at this point? He should be where Triple H is. Essentially, maybe he is happy for them, but it's got to hurt him somewhere.
And he can't even book. He can't even help book. They think he's an idiot, apparently.
But what I had read and also heard is that they wanted Shane as a talent, not a
Yes.
general manager
what I was
role.
saying.
They want him wrestling.
He's a good
So,
talent. That's what he is. That's it. Sorry, you suck at booking. You suck at the backstage. You're not the owner. You're not in charge. Get out there and dive through a glass window.
That doesn't make me too confident, knowing the last time we saw Shane at WrestleMania 39 or what? Yeah, when Snoop Dogg had to lay him out because
Yep.
lay out the Miz.
Well, he's
because
done.
Shane broke his legs in a matter of seconds.
That's my point the other day was I said, listen, Shane is now 54 years old. He knows the last thing he did was get hurt. He's got to know, I don't want to do this really anymore. I can just go out and have a microphone and be the figurehead or be the whatever. And, dude, I mean, how good of a story would it be if there was a power struggle in AEW where the Young Bucks are taking over and Tony Khan is like, well, I need to balance this out. I need to bring in somebody else, to take a bigger partnership of the company. And so you guys aren't the majority holders anymore, or you guys aren't the equal holders of majority of the shares anymore of the company or whatever. And, and he can say, I'm bringing in somebody else. And now, the whatever, and it's Shane, something like that. That could be good.
And how does Shane feel knowing all the lawsuit stuff that came out? And, that's got to be...
What lawsuit?
With his father.
Oh, his dad.
Janelle.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he wants to stay away from that, too. Yeah, maybe.
And think about how embarrassing that is. And
well,
basically Tony reached out by responding to all these rumors saying we'd love to have him. And Shane's apparently talking to AEW talent. And
he's talking to
we'll
Crybaby Sasha.
I know we got some more donations to get through, and then we'll finish up on our Money in the Bank predictions.
Oh, we got to burn through them real quick. There's the donations. We'll burn through the Money in the Bank because you got to get out of here. I know that.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, Stacks Monet.
Damien Priest, Seth Rollins. So if Priest loses, he's on a Judgment Day. If Rollins loses, he won't be allowed to challenge for the title while Priest is champion. I love this stipulation because it adds more gravitas to the match. It makes you think, hey, you know what? Seth could win this because then he won't get to challenge again so long as Damien is champion. And if he's champion for a long time, that screws Seth. So will Seth win? I doubt it. I think Damien's retaining until he loses to Gunther. But I like the stipulation. Now Seth can't challenge. So what does he do going forward? Does he go for a mid-card title? Does he start a tag team? There's possibilities. But I think Priest retains.
Maybe he's
What
the
about
guy that
you?
helps Roman and the Usos.
That would make sense too,
Yeah, maybe Seth.
He is Roman Shield.
Yeah, maybe now he's Roman Shield. Yeah, he's yeah. That would
already
be
saved
weird though.
Cody.
That would be weird after saving Cody. Now he's going to save Roman, but maybe.
They could reconcile. They're crazier things have happened. But I think Damien wins clearly here.
Damien
clean.
Priest. Okay.
And we got Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker for the IC title. I, going to go first again, feel like Sami Zayn's going to retain Braun, I see this ending in some type of chicanery and
Yeah.
fuckery. So Sheamus, never been IC champ, wanted in this match. Ilya Dragunov was also in the triple threat to qualify for this match. Both of them lost. I could see either of those men getting involved here for a 4-way at SummerSlam. And that's when I see, I think Braun will win it at SummerSlam.
I think, Braun will cost himself the match probably by getting disqualified.
That's good too. But I mean, we saw he was going for the spear. Sami Zayn leaps over him. I mean, they're booking Sami strong still, but we'll see what
also,
happens.
real quick, no, just a real very quickly. Speaking of chicanery, I talked about how I thought Tony Storm's match was going to be disqualification or some kind of outside thing or whatever. Did that happen? I didn't see it at Forbidden Door. Do you know what that happened?
No, she just won. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I was wrong about that.
And then at the end, it was all three of them coexist now. So Mina Shirakawa or whatever, she went ahead and first they shared the drink together, then the three of them kissed. So.
Ugh. Well, I would have wished I saw that, but
Tony won, and that's where they left it off at. So now she's recuperating, and Mariah May gets to go ahead and join the winner's circle. And they're either going to have where, all right, eventually they face off against each other because Britt's going to be busy with Sasha, and I imagine Jamie Hayter can come back at some point in time soon. So
this is a dilemma. Going back to the Braun Breaker thing, it's a dilemma because Braun should really not lose, but Sami Zayn, it's too early to lose. So, like you said, this has got to be prolonged into something else.
This is, I don't want, we don't see a lot of that either lately. It used to be DQ all the time to protect people, or people would just lose. And it's like, you don't want to see Braun lose here, especially not clean. I don't want to see Sammy get dominated either super quick. So let's hold it off till SummerSlam. And I think a few belts are going to change at SummerSlam. I think LA Knight and Logan Paul are going to possibly have their match. There's a lot to it. So who do you think Sami Zayn retains, Joe?
Yeah, I think Braun Breaker will literally get himself disqualified.
All right. So now,
and then he'll like choke slam or spear the referee or something at the end. Like he'll be like Vader or something. He'll be like the old Vader shit.
Yeah,
that's kind of what they're doing with him a little
where
bit.
He kind of snaps and screws himself. I mean,
right.
That's not a terrible idea. I like the looks of it if they do it right.
He spears him
into
the stairs on the outside, maybe uses the stairs, the referee then goes just disqualified, and then Breaker like snaps like and then he just fucking spears the referee. And then he's got to be pulled out of the ring by security and all these people, and he maybe does something to Sammy at the end. But I don't, you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. They've kind of already done that with him, but I mean, whatever. I don't know. How else do you get out of this? Because then you can move on to, like you just said, like a 4-way thing, and then somebody else, Sami Zayn can pin somebody else, and then Braun Breaker moves on to something different. You kind of forget that the guy was in the title picture for a second. I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, unless you're planning on getting this off of Sammy already, then okay, fine. But other than that, I don't know.
So we agree on the outcome, just different ways. So we'll see what happens there. Then, reason I'm bringing up LA Knight, because you got him versus Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, I got another thing. LA Knight. LA Knight will be nothing in 2 years.
You think so?
Yeah, there's been these people saying like he's going to be a megastar and all these other things and blah 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 blah. It's taking too long. So I'm just going to tell you.
It is taking too long.
Tell you right now, he's done.
But
he's done.
They could recoup things here. I think LA Knight is about to win the match, and Logan's going to come out and screw him, and that's going to lead to them facing. We'll see on SmackDown. Nick Aldis will go ahead and come over and say, "Hey, because you cost him Money in the Bank, now you're going to have a match. You're going to defend your title at SummerSlam." So I think that's what's going to happen there. Basically, everybody in the match in Money in the Bank has somebody to screw them over. Chad Gable can get screwed by the Wyatt Six, or he can go ahead and get screwed over by what's his name? The big Otis. Christ, couldn't think.
Yep.
Andrade has, kind of the start with Santos Escobar, so he can get screwed. Carmelo Hayes just pissed off Baron Corbin and somebody else backstage the other day. And then Drew, CM Punk, Jey Uso, the Bloodline. So any one of these people could win as well, because Jey Uso, Mr. Main Event, has lost a lot of matches. So winning here would be big. It would elevate him, certainly. Carmelo Hayes, a new guy up from NXT, strap a rocket to him if he wins. Andrade, a returning former fan favorite. Chad Gable, a newly formed heel. LA Knight certainly needs more of a push. And Drew McIntyre with the best story of it all. I'm happy that more than likely I think Drew wins and he cashes in on Damien Priest. But I like the fact that it is a little less predictable. I don't necessarily know that's going to happen because Punk could cost him again.
Yeah. Yeah, he could cost him, and then LA Knight could win it, or like you said, Carmelo. Who are name the competitors again? Well, really quickly.
So Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, so I got Drew McIntyre winning this thing.
All right, I agree with you. Drew also said he would cash in the same night, so I think the main event will be Damian Priest and Seth Rollins.
And listen, I loved LA Knight for a little bit, and I loved him in TNA and all that other stuff. But and for a little while, you're going. In my opinion, we already saw the best of LA Knight. We've already seen the best he'll get. Because of this is the way they're going with him. They're not pushing him enough and in the coolest amount of ways. And he was the coolest he was a year ago. And he's going to be like this forever, where he's this like fun attraction guy thing, but he's never going to move beyond that, in my opinion, unfortunately now. Someone the other day said he's going to be a megastar. So I was like, what are you talking about? He should already be that now. So he is what he is now, a mid-card fun event, which is fine, and I like him. But, dude, I'm telling you, in 2 years, nothing. Nothing
You
really.
might be right because they keep start, stop. It's hurting it. I think they still have a little bit of a chance to rectify it, but we'll see. But yeah, Drew's winning. And then the women's really quick. We have Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe Stark. Again, no real definitive winner here. I think Chelsea Green wins because she's so over right now. She's going to hold on to that for a while, especially if Drew cashes in the same night. We've seen the women do a lot of same night cash-ins. Bailey and Liv and a few others, I think. And I think somebody else did at some point, but we see them pretty quick. So I think the women are going to hold on to it for longer. Drew will cash in on the same night. I'm picking Chelsea Green. I could see Tiffany Stratton winning. I can see Zoe Stark. I don't think Lyra and Io will win, but certainly the other few, Tiffany or Chelsea would be my two to pick, but I'm going with Chelsea Green. Who do you got?
I got Zoe Stark.
Okay.
Which is weird, but I'm going to pick Zoe Stark. I know it probably could be Chelsea, and probably should be Chelsea, to be honest. But I'm going with Zoe Stark because I think I don't know, something's going on with her. And, yeah, something's up with her. By the way, did you see she pinned Dakota Kai, I believe? And Dakota Kai, I think it was? Is that who she pinned?
Yes. Yeah.
She was,
Dakota
crying
Kai
on Twitch about, please give me a chance, something, and then she got pinned the next night.
Yeah, because she feels like she's not being used properly. Damage control, just kind of always had her in the wayside. She wasn't the tag champs with them. She was always like a lackey to Bailey for most of it. And then when Bailey split off, the two of them had the titles, and she had nothing. She was just a heater, and she's lost a shit ton of matches.
And at some point, she had these amazing or not amazing, but I think she had really good matches.
Damn good.
Yeah, weren't they
her and Tegan Knox
yes.
had that great brawl.
They had
over the knee
match of the
brace
year.
And everything when she turned.
They had the women's match of the year in their first match, I think it was.
Yep, the first time they faced off, it was so goddamn good because Tegan just got back from injury, and now the faces are starting to get their ass whipped. Tegan Knox goes to go out there, and Dakota bashes her with the leg brace and bashes her with the steel cage. And
no, that's
no
the
one
second match.
It.
That's the second match.
No, that was how she turned heel on her.
Oh,
it was during the War Games match. So Tegan went to go run into the ring, and she stopped her and hit her with the cage and hit her with the brace. And then she effed off. It didn't help them. So it was just Rhea Ripley and one other person. I forgot who it was.
God, I thought that was after their NXT stuff. What?
No, that was in NXT. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And that's when Rhea Ripley won the War Games 2-on-4 basically by herself.
Jesus. Dude, I love that match.
That was how she turned heel, and then they had that match as the
second
next
one.
takeover.
The first and second match that they had was amazing. And Tegan Knox's injuries kept killing them. Because they should have been.
Was a problem.
I'm serious,
Shiniest Wizard
guys
kept getting hurt.
It's like Sasha Banks and Bailey, and then Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai had these great that match has to be looked at. Like, that is one of the best women's matches of the year, of a couple years. And it always feels like, man, they can't quite recreate that in the main roster, just like they can't quite recreate Johnny Gargano and
Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso
Yeah,
Ciampa.
DIY doesn't have the same feel on the main roster. They feel like DX ripoffs more than themselves. I still like them, but I'm not as enthralled and into them as I was when they were in NXT.
No, they feel
and
downgraded.
that heel turn again was so good.
Yes.
Chiron came up, and then all of a sudden, bam! Oh
Yeah.
my God!
And
After a
didn't they roll
heartbreaking
the
loss-
credits already? Wasn't that the
Yeah,
night?
the Chiron came up, and it was all like everything's turning off, and
Yeah, and it wasn't over. I remember being
no,
like, oh my God.
that was like one of the first times they did that. Then they started doing it kind of often, where you would be like, oh, the credits rolled. Oh, they got us. They did it with the Wyatt thing with Punk. With it, they've done it to death, but it's still fun.
Right.
But yeah, Dakota Kai, I agree. I think she's Haystack's right. She's AEW bound. I mean, Huge Janus, you lovely, sexy bastard. Those black and gold days in NXT before they went live on TV to go up against AEW, which still to me was never quite fair. The Wednesday Night War. Well, NXT, especially at that point, was still a developmental. Yeah, they had a lot of indie talent who were already ready to be on the main roster, so we thought, but it was still developmental. And then, it should have been like AEW versus Raw or SmackDown, but they knew they couldn't get numbers from there. So that's why I think they weren't ever that upset by NXT getting lesser numbers, because it's still just a developmental. So any eyes is better than doing it in front of no one in the Performance Center.
Right. How many more matches we got left?
That's it.
Got it.
Just 5. That's why I'm loving these WWE pay-per-view events lately, the PLEs. They're in Toronto, Ontario at the Scotiabank Arena. Like I said, Spaz is going to be there for SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and NXT Heatwave. So they were doing 3 and 4 packs of tickets for things, and that's really cool.
That's crazy. 3 packs
And
of tickets.
Yeah, for dirt cheap. And then on top of it, if you have the 3-day pass, I guess you can go to one of the gates on Friday beforehand, and they're doing a live warm-up press conference type thing, like when they did the workout in Boston for Mania. Same idea. They're doing that for people that have the tickets for the 3-day package. I guess they're going to have a huge thing there for a press conference for people. So that's cool. They're really going all out for the fans there.
That's gonna be good, man. That's gonna be fun. I mean, I'm pissed off because Boston got screwed on SummerSlam a couple years ago because of COVID.
And now again,
they're never coming here.
No, and what is it? Nashville, I think, or who's getting all those events coming up? I know they announced.
Oh, the big 3,
Yeah,
something like Cleveland or something like that. Somewhere shitty, I don't know. They're getting 3 all SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. I think it's Cleveland or something like that. I don't remember. It's somewhere that's okay. SummerSlam, Rumble, WrestleMania, all those things. That's crazy. 2026, if I remember. It's they're getting everything. I think it's Cleveland.
You might be right,
but
I'm trying to find the news. No, Indianapolis.
Oh,
all right.
That's not
Everybody
that's better, but I mean, good luck, JB. He hates it anyway. But
yeah, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble headed to Indianapolis. I kept saying Nebraska. I knew it was something along those lines.
Yeah, you were better than me. I couldn't figure it out. That is no, that's gonna be big. That's a big. I mean, it reminds
Lucas
me of
Oil Stadium. I mean,
what's WrestleMania 8 was in Indianapolis at the Hoosier Dome.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. Let us know that. And Lucas Oil Stadium. I'm looking for the seating capacity of 63,000. So
wow, that's not as
bad.
much. Remember I feel like the Hoosier Dome had 80,000 or 70,000 or something. Maybe it was 60. I don't know. But WrestleMania 8 was nuts, bro. That was a big ass place back then. It was if I remember, WrestleMania 8, the Hoosier Dome was the biggest WrestleMania arena that they'd ever been to. I think.
It's later became the RCA Dome. The Hoosier Dome was in Indy from 84 to 2007 for the Colts. And where's the capacity? Capacity 60,127.
Wow, I thought it was more than
they're
that.
almost equal.
Okay, so this is equal to WrestleMania 8.
Yeah. Crazy though. We just said, how many, and yeah, wow, crazy. 63,000. So they're like 3,000 over.
Jake, you want to see some guy losing his mind in a road rage thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Check this out. Real quickly, it's a quick video, but it's pretty good right here. You might have seen this already, but watch this.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I love
Car, dude. Get in your car.
Get in your car.
I'm in my car.
This guy's in a metal band.
That's fair. That's fair. Can you get in your car? No. Will you call the cops? Yeah. Get in your car, dude. Get in your car.
Well, so I worked on this a little bit, and listen to this.
They said it wasn't staged.
It's not. It's real. It's actually real. Yeah, it's weird.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes.
Get in your car, dude. Get in your car. I'm in my car. Get in your car.
You were doing 90 to 30. Wow.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Get in your car, dude. Get in your car. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get in your car, dude. Get in your car. I'm in my car. Will you call the cops? Yeah. Get in your car.
Can you call the cops?
I like that part.
Can you call the cops? That's
See,
like
I think if he had continued to de-escalate, he's like, get in your car, dude. He's like, get in your car, and then he's like, I am in my car. Fair point. I think if he had been like, well, anyway, man, my bad, dude. Why don't you, like, it's all good.
You want to see my
And
new,
then like it might have ended there, but he was like, go back in your car, and that second command like made him snap again because he's retarded. What was that, Jake?
I said, I'll send you my favorite, like meme video currently. I just sent it to you on Facebook.
Okay.
It's safe for the chat, but it's just, I die laughing every time. It's just this white kid trying to be hardcore, and it just
White kid.
cracks me the fuck up.
Let's see.
All this shit nowadays. I also love the guy that's like, he sees a beaver in the water and he's following it and he's like, you were one, like, so like he's so dedicated, and he pans over and it's like an actual huge like dam that somebody, construction people built, not not a wooden dam. He's like, how did he build all this? That stupid shit gets me.
Oh, is this it? Here it is.
The motherfucking suburbs with it. Rah, bing, bow, bah. Hey, yo, Terry, fuck going on? Hey, how's it going? The motherfucking suburbs with it. Rah, bing, bow, bah. Hey, yo, Terry, fuck going on? Hey, how's it going? The motherfucking
What the
suburbs with
fuck?
it.
Kid's trying to be as ghetto as he can be, and he's like, what the fuck is up, Terry? And he's just like, hi.
Hey, what's up? We live in $1 million neighborhood. Like he just gave it away. Can you be a little
Just
more
the dichotomy
thug-like,
of it
Terry?
kills me.
Ugh.
Terry, give me a little more deepness. I need some bass in your balls.
Can you paint yourself black, Terry, and wear these baggier jeans here?
Can
please?
you not stand in front of your extremely rich house?
Right. Could you play with me like you did in church the other day? Thanks. Thanks very much. Let me see. Well, there we go, man. I know you got to get out of here. It's way past your bedtime, Jakey Poo. You got to get out of
It
here.
is indeed. I know.
Get the fuck out of here.
Staying up late. I got to get the hell out of here so people can go ahead and start donating. But everybody, we will see you Saturday night for the coverage of Money in the Bank. Monetize this. It'll be a good night.
Saturday night. Be here.
Yes, indeed, unless I die. But until then, same bat time, same fat channel.
Unbelievable.
You stay sexy, baby.
beast. I love you, Jakey.
Later. I love you
Kisses.
too, baby.
There we go. The man that the at-home nurse, the man who has to be the nurse for mom. Unbelievable, Jake. Thanks for stopping by. Oh shit, we got some donos.
Come on out, you rapist!
Come on out, Joe Bishop, who became a member and said, Joe Bishop said, what did he say? I don't know what he said. I don't even see the membership on here. What the fuck? Oh, did he get it? Oh, he got gifted a membership by Haystacks Monet. That's why. Okay, I was like, what the hell? Where is it? Joe Bishop, man, thank you, bro. Congrats, Haystacks Monet, giving you the love. Shit bum.
I think Cody versus Randy at SS. A lot of history there.
Well, That would also be good. Let's be honest. That would be pretty good, too, if they did that. So, although I think, Cody and Randy could happen. Like, let's say Cody loses the belt, like I was saying. Cody loses the belt to The Rock at SummerSlam, which I don't think is going to happen now, but, whatever. It would have been cool if that happened, and then you could face Randy at WrestleMania, but I don't know. Oh, shit. We haven't had a regular dono yet tonight. That's crazy. Allison Tuckwab, this is not a regular one. It's a super chat. Scissor me.
Scissor me.
When is Pink gets WCW Raw and go up against his dad WWE versus WCW just to me again? Seems like he's favors his daughter over his son.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, 100 seems like absolutely he does. Vince McMahon loves his daughter. He's like, oh, fuck yeah. No, Vince loves Stephanie, and is for sure, Allison, that he's always loved Stephanie, or held her to a higher regard for sure. I mean, I know he loves Shane. I mean, make no mistake, the guy loves his son, but it's like, dude, no, he trusts. I don't know if he loves. I don't think he loves her more, but he trusts Stephanie for whatever reason in whatever capacity. Certainly more than Shane, or at least he's definitely shown her more support for whatever reason. So that's why I'm like, I could see Shane being like, F this. I'm gonna go do something. You guys don't value me enough. I'm going to make a move. Why not? Why not? Why not make a move? If you're Shane McMahon. Allison Tuckwab with the $9.99 super chat tonight on Out of Nowhere. That is the largest dono of the stream. Allison Tuckwab. Thank you. That beats out Chief Wahoo. Allison Tucker. Allison Tucky. Tuck it in there. Tuck it in like Michael.
Shit bum.
Oh, boy.
If I were Tony, I want to know Shane's exposure to the lawsuit and DOJ investigation before I bring him to you. Only place for him is with Elite Duck.
Yeah. Haystacks Monet, thank you for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. I'd also be concerned about, I really wouldn't be that concerned that Shane was like, someone was like, oh, he's going to steal their secrets. What secrets? How to film shit in the dark? How to lose ratings? I mean, what's the secret? The Shane is really going to discover over there and leak to his family. You know what I mean? So I'm not really worried about that. I don't care. Shane could know everything that was going on at AEW behind the scenes, and how would that help WWE? If anything, it'd be the other way. It'd be more like WWE should be worried he leaks certain things to AEW about how to do things.
Subscriber.
That's what you should be worried about, not the other way. Alfredo Marchand. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. You are a man, obviously, with a hard romper down there. Thank you for subbing to the channel, man. And thank you to Jake for being here tonight with some damn good points tonight. As always, Jakey on a 4th of July week, On a 4th of July week, man, looking good. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. God damn, brother. Jake's the man. Bang, bang, gang. What up, Swerve Show? Alex Cantu says, scissor me timbers. Jesus Christ. Tug Wob. It's time for the 4th of July. Is it Joe Bishop? I'm working tomorrow. There's no 4th of July for me. Although there might be. I'll be home by 5, 6. So I guess I could still, like, you know what we'll do? We'll light a bonfire and I'll dive. We'll light a bonfire and I'll dive into the fire. That's what we'll do. And we'll play, like, you know, some really epic, you know, like 1800s music with some good snare and a march. And I'll light myself on fire. You know, like some, you know, like marchy, like type of Beethoven stuff. And I'll just dive into a fire. And I'll go up in flames. I'll go up in flames like the piece of shit that I am. That's what I'll do. One of the, let's listen to Donald Trump really quickly. This is funny.
Gave me so much. How did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, amazing.
He kicked that old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, you know. He's quitting the race.
Is that right?
Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad. So
I just can't imagine.
But can you imagine?
I mean, he's right. I mean, is he not? Is he wrong? Kamala's like retarded, bro. Sorry. I mean, she sucked a guy and got a position. Like, I mean. Imagine you're secretly recording Trump like this. They're like, oh, we got him saying she's effing bad. Like, that's what all the videos are saying. Like, oh my God, like they secretly recorded him. He probably knows he's being recorded at all times. You know, they're like, oh, we secretly recorded Trump saying Kamala Harris is effing bad, and that Joe Biden gave up on the country. I mean, I would argue that he's just breaking down. The guy's breaking down. He's too old. He doesn't even know what he's doing. And he sold the country for his donators or whatever. He's terrible. And Kamala's an idiot. So, this doesn't matter. Like, oh, my God. Like, yeah, he'd probably say this in public. I mean, like, what are they doing? Like, this is nothing. Now, if he said something like, you know, I like taking it in the rectum. What? Like, that would be like, whoa, Trump says he'll take it in the rectum. That'd be crazy. That'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. We got Trump saying he takes it in the rectum, secretly recorded. That might be worth, that's worth looking at. That's weird. That's crazy. But, what else is there? Did we get to everything tonight? I don't even know. Did we get to everything? I think we did. I mean, yeah, we pretty much did. I mentioned the NXT ratings. We mentioned the AEW stuff. Britt Baker is back. Jake talked about that a lot. Jake really put over Willow Nightingale's promo tonight. I mean, I bashed her a couple weeks ago, so the fact that she did good tonight, that's awesome. I haven't seen it yet, unfortunately. But apparently she cut a good promo tonight, so I'll take a look at it. No one has really talked about the fact that Will Ospreay came out dressed like a ninja ferret the other night. We could really kind of talk about that for a second, about how he came out dressed like, you know what I mean, like a casino floor scorpion. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what by the way, this looks like Sasha Banks' outfit that she hates. But is this not Sasha Banks' outfit? Green, navy blue, yellow, like white. Isn't this Sasha Banks' ugly outfit that she hates these colors? Who would ever wear those colors? Will Ospreay apparently wore them the other night. If this is from the other night, are these not the same colors? I know the light's weird because there's like a blue light on them, so you can't see the greens as much. But dude, is this not the same colors that Sasha was like, no one would ever wear navy blue and green and yellow and white? Ah! Well, what the hell is this? What the hell? Let me reset it. Oh, that's what it looks like. Those look like the colors. These look like a bad casino floor with fur on it. What the hell's going on there? Bro. Sasha Banks buries her husband. Oh, I was so mad I cried. It was disgusting. You hate your midget husband. Just admit it, Sasha. You hate your goddamn midget husband. Who is it? Who does suck? Let's admit that. Sasha Banks' midget husband sucks. She said it. You know it. We all know it. We all know her midget husband sucks. Wow, we really got destroyed tonight on this show, I'll tell you that. We got buried tonight on this show. Holy fuck. We'll catch you next week, boys and girls. Make sure you guys jump on the Patreon or you become a member. Good to have you here. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you Saturday night, Saturday night. See you then. Look at Cody right there. He's like, oh.
Out of nowhere, this is gone. So much has changed. Now it's run by the game. This is war. Fuck PG in its mouth. Fuck Russell, tear it out. Do the same to SmackDown, same results. Dynamite collision too many belts and shows for you to figure out what you like every week. Week to week, same results. We are told to shut our mouth. No more lies born in your eye. We're all together. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. Waddle stole our song, but this is war. The original. Out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. Willow stole our song, but this is war. The original. Out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. This is war, out of nowhere. This is war, out of nowhere. Waddle stole our song, but this is war, the original, out of nowhere. This is war, 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 out of nowhere, out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Tear it out to the same, just wreck those same results. Dynamite is war.